Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio. On air and off the leash.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Oh man, I feel embarrassed that they're still using that Wild Man stuff, and we've got a full gamut. What would you say, Catherine? We've got people in the studios, probably.
Yeah, we have got a studio full, and that is your least favourite description.
I mean, it's not even accurate. There's nothing wild about me at all these
The beard's
days.
quite...
No, it's not even a wild beard. I'm going to get it trimmed again this week. Seriously, pay 200 quid a year. I can get my beard and my hair cut as many times as I want. I've got a feeling, though. I went in last week. I'm going to go in this week. I've got a feeling that if I go in next week, they'll say, yeah, we... You
think that you started to outstay your welcome?
We think you're milking it. We have people... We've got Luke and Flossie are over there. You've just come in to watch the show. Yeah. There we go, fantastic, that's perfect. And we've got Max Kinghorn Mills who is a member of Hollow Hand. It's singular, isn't it?
It's singular, yeah.
Come closer to the microphone for the talking.
It's singular.
It's the singular. We've been playing your song all last week, and I'm guessing, Max, that I'm your target audience. Middle-aged, overweight, grey-haired, lonely man. Is that what you were...
I don't know how to take that, really.
Is that what you were aiming for when you wrote this?
I don't know what I was aiming for, really. I mean, it's a good thing that anyone listens to it.
I tell you what, but props to another radio station. I was listening to Six Music the other day, and it was Stuart Maconie.
Radcliffe Maconie, they're supportive, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, right, because every time I listen, it's either Radcliffe or it's Maconie. There's very few, I know they have holidays, but there's very few when it's both of them now. And I don't know...
School holidays, one always takes it off, doesn't he?
But I prefer the pairing. I like them both, but I think the pairing is like the Thor and Hulk, which I saw at the weekend. I think that's what it's called, Thor and Hulk. The pairing of Thor and Hulk is more powerful than just a Thor or just a Hulk, and I think the same of Radcliffe and indeed Maconie. That's what I think. You've got some headphones there, Max. We just take a call and then we're going to get a song from you.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Hopefully, I'm trying to recreate the vibe. You're probably too young to remember. Recreate the vibe of Swap Shop or Saturday Morning Superstore or Going Live. You know, that kind of...
You know what? I don't know any of those.
Well, sometimes kids used to ring in and be really rude to the guests, so hopefully that's not going to happen.
They won't. We'll go to Alan in a minute. If he's rude, I'll punch him in the nose. But it was these Saturday morning kids shows, right, and they'd have like...
5-star.
They'd have Duran Duran. It was hosted by Mike Reid or by Noel Edmonds. They go, we've got Duran Duran, and Duran Duran would come on and they go, well, let's go to the phones, and there's a really famous clip of someone phoning up 5-star. I might even... I wonder if I've got it here. Hang on a second.
I did send you the clip.
Yeah, I hope this is the clean version. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is someone phoning up 5-star in the 80s. Put your headphones. You might need your headphones on for this. Here we go.
OK, Elliot, what's your question?
I'd like to ask 5-star where they go crap the
There we go, you see.
Thanks very much, Elliot.
Yeah, so that was Sarah Green dealing with that. So just be warned, if we have anything like that, Max, then...
It's exciting.
Isn't it? It could all kick off. Your career could begin and end here in this studio. Let's try. Good evening, Alan.
Evening, Ian.
Good evening, Alan. Say hello to all of my guests by name.
Evening, everybody.
No. I've mentioned their names. Say
Evening,
them...
Max.
What?
Hey.
Evening, Flossie.
Oh.
Luke, may the force be with you.
Oh, see, well done, yes. And you're going to ignore Catherine?
Evening, Bolly.
Oh,
what?
Big up yourself.
There we go, right.
First things first, Ian, did you get Thursday night sorted?
Did I get what?
Did they apologise for the car?
What is this man talking about?
Oh, remember the other night when we had everyone in for 40 minutes and we refused to carry on with the show until someone confessed to damaging your car, drawing on your car?
Someone had graffitied something obscene on my car. Yes, we did. The person who did the rude graffiti, they drew a dick.
That's Alan Partridge, remember that?
Yes, I do. Exactly. Yes, we got a full apology from them, Alan.
That's good.
That's
I'm
great.
Vindicated.
Well, thanks very much for calling. Let's go to Adam. We're going to get a song in a minute.
Oh, yeah, no.
Don't worry. Good evening, Adam.
How you doing? I'd just like to... I was wondering, are you or any of your guests fans of the work of Roy Wood or The Move?
Roy Wood or The Move? Let's have a hands up. Who's a fan of Roy Wood?
Me.
OK, Catherine has got her hand up, Adam.
Oh, that's great. I'm going to see them in 2 nights' time.
That's brilliant. Thanks for calling. Now!
I'm busy.
Now, Max, let's have a tune, please, because yes, it was Radcliffe and Marconi that I heard. I heard this song the other day. I think it was early last week, and it was one of those rare moments that I thought I wouldn't get anymore, where it was like, "What the flipping hell is this?" And I had to pull over. I pulled over and Shazammed it, and it was like, "Oh, okay, right, fine." Hollow Hand, and I was looking, I couldn't find anything else about you. I was thinking, I must buy the album. I'm going to buy an album, but there isn't. Well, there kind of is an album. You've done cassettes.
I've got a present for you, actually.
Oh, what the WTF? And now I know what the F stands for, and I really mean it.
The flip.
Here we go. Yeah, what the?
Well, it's what you're talking about. Here you go.
Hey, look at this! This is, and here's the thing.
Have you got a tape player?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
You've got a double cassette deck.
I've got a double cassette deck. I'll do you a copy, but don't tell him. No, this is no. I won't. This. I thought this was brilliant that you were selling cassettes.
Right, yeah.
Why are you making it hard for the kids, though? Because look at this.
Oh, no, it's available online as well.
Look at this. Oh, this is brilliant, man. Thank you. Do you want to give us a tune?
Yeah, sure.
Sam, if you turn down mine and Catherine's microphones, and we'll let Max do his magic. You can take the headphones off.
Yeah. I'll play the track you were mentioning, yeah, World Outside.
Yes,
okay. Outside, I no longer feel, and it's hard to make my mind up anymore. There's a girl who's kind, waiting at the door, and she wants to make you happy in her own way. Did you notice that I was bored of everything? Did you notice that I was sleeping through the day? I no longer feel it, memories of a time, well, it blows my mind. But there's always another girl. Our place that we could try to hold it down. Did you really think I noticed the best you can do? I'm alright, you know that you're looking fine, but I still listen to that music every night. Did you notice that I was bored of everything? Did you notice that I was sleeping through the day? I wish I could see it, memories of a time, well, it blows my mind. But there's always another girl, another time, another place. Just let things get in the way. Sitting in the graveyard, hear the church bells ring and chime, the green on the other side. I'm on my way, and there's a world outside. I've got my ticket, there's a world outside. Ooh, I'm on my way.
Oh, come on! I say this without exaggeration, and as a fan of the genre, that's a pop classic, isn't it? Isn't it? When I sent it to you, you thought it was an undiscovered Kinks song that had been laying in the vault.
I did. I thought, gosh, I haven't heard this one. Have I not heard it before?
Honestly, man, when you write a song, listen, I was a young man once. I tried writing songs. I learned guitar and I wrote songs.
Lucy Speed, You're All I Need.
I did write a song about Lucy Speed from EastEnders. Yes, I did. Okay, maybe I think I was ahead of my time. but when you've written a song like that, and you put the pen down and the guitar down, do you think, man, I've just written a really good song? Do you get that vibe, or is that that self-doubt that a lot of artists claim to have?
There's plenty of self-doubt. Yeah. I think I know when it's good.
Yeah.
I think you write a bunch of songs, and you soon work out which ones mean the most, I think. But no, I don't go around thinking, oh, listen to this. I would never be like, listen to this. This is actually, having said that, recently I did feel like I've sort of got this track which I'm proud. No, I mean I don't go around.
You're allowed to be proud.
I am proud. I'm proud. I'm not self-facing. But I don't. I just I don't go around saying, listen to this. This is the best thing ever. I would never be.
No. That time may come. That time may come. When you get to the cocaine phase, that's when that time comes. Trust me. Don't go down that route. It's such a lovely song, and and the video is brilliant as well.
Oh, thanks.
Now it looks like it was shot on an old VHS camera.
Oh, that involved. It wasn't. It was a good friend, AJ. He helped us film that. There was a lot of walking around in the mud and a lot of complaining, a lot of shouting at each other. And I mean, that's the way that all these things work. But no, that was a lot of post. I kind of would film screens and I put it through a TV and then film the TV.
Okay, yeah.
Put it back in. I don't really like the way that the crisp digital stuff comes across. I have to mess it up a bit, ruin it a bit first, I think.
Well, no, you're right. Everything is 4K and is HD, and I miss. I downloaded a brilliant app on the phone that does it. It looks like an old VHS camera, and it's great. And videos of my kids, look so much better with a tracking line underneath and a slightly out of focus. You know, this is the date and this is the time. Because when I heard the song. Instantly, I went online. I thought I'm going to buy the entire back catalogue, and there is very little back catalogue. So, how long have you been doing this?
This project, I mean, I've been writing songs since I can remember, and playing in bands when I was 13, 14, 15. But no, I mean, this project's been going for about three years probably. Did that first record that I've just handed you. That was something I made over a year, probably. I think 2015. This label from Virginia in the US. They got in touch and said they wanted to put that.
How did that happen?
Well, that was cool. You know, Bandcamp. You know,
yes, it's like website where people can sell their music.
DIY,
and stuff. Yeah.
You just put your stuff up and anyone can download it and pay what they want. So I went along with that and wanted to get it out. Made a little video, a stop animation video, which I made for one of those tracks called Chariot on there. And then this label Ongaku Kubaka, they were really supportive and wanted to put it out on tape. Basically, you can find that online. So that's been sent to me from over in the States.
Wow.
That
That's
was really
brilliant.
cool. Yeah. So I didn't put the tape up myself. You know, they did that.
Give us. That's what we'll do. Give us the links and places that people can go to, and then we'll do it again at the end of the interview, and I'll tweet them and stuff. But if people want to find out, if people are digging, what do they say? If people are digging the hip tunes, is that?
I mean, I don't know who says that, but
I'm just trying to get in with this young man. I'm just trying to sound you with it. You know, if people are digging the hip tunes of Hollow Hand and Max, where are
we have a hollowhand.com. It's a sort of holding video there at the moment of us recording the latest stuff.
You
seen it?
Yeah. That piano music is great.
Oh yeah, the piano track on there. So that's from one of the songs.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Track. Yeah, that's a song.
Put that out. Just put that out.
Oh, the piano by itself.
Yeah, it was lovely.
I mean, I like it. Yeah,
nice and avant-garde. And then there's a lovely little chord change. You go, I wasn't expecting that.
Tom's a good piano player.
It's a brilliant sound. Who else is in the band?
Well, I write the stuff. But my two of my very best friends, who go by the name Panhanders and Atlas Shrugs, they both come into the studio and help me sort of put these together this time.
Yeah.
The first one was just me and the drummer. They came along and sort of made everything shipshape this time. We did a lot of cutting, a lot of arguing, and a lot of good came out of it. But when we play live, it's us three, and then we have a sort of a rolling bass position at the moment.
Yeah.
Being made up by my friends. coming in and out.
I play bass guitar, Max. I've got a Rickenbacker, so that must mean I'm quite good. So just saying, you know, when this crashes, as it will do eventually, I'll say something and get us whipped off the air at some point. Listen, we'll have more in a second. We need a quick break. 0344 499 1000. You can call in if you want to say hello to Max. You're more than welcome to. Or if you just want to phone in with the usual nonsense, you know, we have guests here, but you know how this works. You can call in about absolutely anything. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio with Time to Change.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We've got a full house. Catherine is here. Good evening.
Boom.
We have Luke and Flossie over there. You can say hello.
Hello.
There we go. And we've got Max, he of Hollow Hand, who's here, and we were playing his song all last week, and I very kindly, I think it was Nick, your PR guy, who sent me some sneaky... What the 4 tracks? Are they from the album that you're working on, or is
it's been finished. The mixing is finished. That will be coming out next year, but no, there's no one. I don't know what you got sent, to be honest.
I got sent Top Secrets songs.
I know. Well, you told me the one you like, but
the others I thought were. No, I did. I like them all. I can't remember what they were called. Let me. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, you were mentioning Milestone, weren't you?
Milestones.
So no one's heard that.
Oh man, I went back to it today and I just had it on repeat. It was like flip it. I'm trying to say something that I don't want it to come across as an insult. It felt so familiar. Do you know? And by
that's a good thing.
Yeah, by that I don't mean you'd ripped off loads of people. It just felt so comfortable and familiar, even though I've never heard it before. I played it about 8 or 9 times in a row today. I loved it. I sent it to you, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Well, I sent them all to you in the end. No, just keep forwarding these on. Can we have that now?
Yeah, why not?
Let's have that. This is some song, by the way, guys. This is some song.
Okay.
You've got soul, but you're working to hold a job. It's mind control, they've got you working yourself to the ground. Gotta find the time, open your eyes and look up. Taking the high road, making your own way back. You'll never leave it, got to get right back on track. Maybe the last time, gotta make up. And every summertime I wanna leave but I don't go. I'm happiest when I'm with you all the time. Now that it's summertime, I've gotta tell you what you don't know. I'm happiest when I'm with you. Never nearer place for a milestone, and off the road where the ship will take you home. All the birds in paradise flying. People get by without trying to fight themselves. We're all just trying to find our own way out. And every summertime I wanna leave but I don't go. I'm happiest when I'm with you all the time. Now that it's summertime, I've gotta tell you what you don't know. I'm happiest when I'm with you. When I'm with you. When I'm with you. When I'm with you. When I'm with you.
I'll tell you the songs I got sent. Made Up My Mind.
All right, yeah.
One Good Turn.
All right.
It's You. And Milestone. Those are the 4 I got sent, and they were stunning. We're going to have another one in a bit. I'm going to make him work. There are listening to you playing live and the recordings. There are obvious influences. There's obviously, I'm getting a lot of Beatles, and we talked about the Kinks. You facially look like both Dave and Ray kind of morphed into one, which is great because they're both absolute legends. There was a little bit of Forever Changes and Love and Arthur Lee that I kind of picked up in there. What kind of stuff do you listen to? Are we close? Are we?
Oh yeah,
there?
Oh yeah, they're all great, fantastic. But I think with that track in particular, I'm playing it like this is quite a different thing. I don't think I've really played it like just with an acoustic since I wrote it really, and a bit of the recording. When we play it live, that one goes on for a long time, and we kind of
is that nice psychedelic?
Oh yeah,
fade out on the record, yeah.
Oh yeah. So you've heard that, yeah. So when we play it, we kind of just enjoy ourselves a bit with that one. I mean, I'm very much into Grateful Dead and the sort of expansive freedom of that, and trying to allow us all to express ourselves a bit more than just being in the sort of the regimented song.
Now, I have tried and I have tried with the Grateful Dead. I've really worked at the Grateful Dead. But the artists I've worked at include the Grateful Dead and Bob Dylan. And I've come away each time going, nah, not yet. I keep thinking maybe I'm not old enough, or maybe and I've tried different periods of Dylan and the Dead. I've tried Dylan and the Dead, the record they did together. That's a stinker.
Don't go near that.
That's an obvious stinker.
Avoid that one, but I would love to put a little compilation of...
Oh, mate.
Maybe 5 songs. You need some time. Have you got some time?
I've got plenty of time, trust me.
You need to sit down on a Sunday and you need to experience it. I'll make a compilation of some of the stuff that particular shows.
Do it.
Yeah. You've got to...
Because I like the idea of the Dead, and I like the fact that... what was that brilliant Neil Hamburger joke about the Grateful Dead? Why... Neil Hamburger's this horrible... nasty comedian who is playing on being horrible and nasty. He's not really. He's a really very softly spoken gentleman, but he plays on. He's kind of a bit like an American Jerry Sadowitz, if you get that reference. And one of the few jokes.
Why?
What was the joke he told about E.T.?
Oh, you can't.
What was
Why did he like Eminem so much?
Why did E.T. like Eminem so much?
And the answer was too disgusting.
I think we can say the answer. Because they taste like... This is... Right, OK, can we say this? Why does E.T. like M&M so much? Because that's the flavour of cum on his home planet.
It was just awful. Exactly.
Lower the tone.
No, but then the joke he does about the Grateful Dead is, why is it so hot at a Grateful Dead concert? Because none of their fans work. Which I thought was a great line.
That's nice.
It's a great line. But yes, please make me a compilation, and we will have some of that. 0344. I feel embarrassed.
I can't believe you did the ET joke.
Well, guys,
doesn't work without the outfit and the.
No, guys, and maybe this is the show that gets us taken off the air. I mean,
great news.
Thanks a lot, Max. Cheers.
My kids have eaten enough.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. These rock and rollers, they come on and they just they bring out the worst in me, Catherine. It's 0344 499 1000 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. So, Radcliffe and McConey, you say they've been supportive. How does that manifest itself?
Oh, they've played the track quite a few times, and they've tweeted, and that's great to have that turn up in your inbox and show that they're playing it on Six Music. Giles Peterson. I think it's really cool when we hear that. We recorded that in my dad's little shed down the bottom of our garden.
Beautiful.
It's this old building he built in the 90s, and it's just falling apart really in a lot of ways. And so we were huddled in there for a long time, and so to hear something that we recorded with the rain coming through the walls and the wind battling, it's really cool to hear that going through on BBC Six.
Did I read that you recorded it on 4-track?
Well, so there are elements on 4-track, and but not all of it. We'd mix that with some digital things, and it was a long process. Yeah. So lots of different things happen, and you think you're going down a certain route, and then you realise, we've got to rethink that aspect because it doesn't sound good enough.
So the album, do you know what is the? So the single, you can buy actual proper vinyl.
We have 2 singles. End of Everything was the first one we put out a few months back, I think. and Rough Trade took that, and that was cool to see it on the shelves there. Then this latest one, the one that you heard, was A World Outside. That's the one with
and you can buy those on iTunes as well if people... the digital fans... although whenever we mention iTunes, you get loads of tweets, I don't like iTunes, where else can I find it? Well, you know what, why don't you Google it? But you can get it on all of the major musical providers.
Yeah,
you can buy those songs... Tidal? Are you on Tidal?
Oh, I don't know all these things. I don't know. Do you know what Tidal is?
Tidal isn't Tidal the one that... Is it Kanye West?
Oh, that thing, yeah.
And Chris Martin set up? Is that Tidal? Where they came out and they said, we're sick of artists, all these multi-millionaires in a row. We're sick of the artists getting ripped off. So we're going to start up our own music streaming service. It's only $29.99 a month, and for that you get bloody Coldplay and Jay-Z and Kanye. Jeez, I'll pay that much not to hear their records, please. But so you can buy them digitally, but it has come out on a delicious. We want
everyone to get the record. That's the cool. We put a lot of time into making it look right. I design everything myself, and it's pictures of things of us recording. And the colour of the vinyl. Yeah, it's so cool. It's a piece that you hold. I prefer that than to look at it. I mean, people stream on Spotify. I stream on Spotify, but I think if you can collect them, that's much more cool.
Oh, I'm a big fan, because I've got a tiny little independent record label, and
really?
I'm obsessed with the Monkees. So me and my mate Glenn, we put out these obscure solo records from the Monkees, right? But we do it on CD. Yeah. Well, I've got a load of my car if anyone was going to look. I'll send you some. You send me a thing, and I'll send you some as well, with great pleasure. But we put them out on CD, but the first thing we did was we initially were just going to put out one record, because we got licensed all these tracks, and we put it out as a vinyl, and it's great. That thing of now, not everyone's got a record player. A lot of people have got those terrible Crosley record players that they look cool but they sound lousy. But the act of rifling through a record store bin is one of life's great pleasures that kids won't understand. Oh God, I sound like an old fart.
I can get into this conversation. Yeah.
But I like the idea that music is a physical thing that you can hold and that you can look at. I like artwork.
Yeah, you take great pleasure in the records you put out. There's attention to detail there. It's a beautiful thing to have. If you open it up, there's the whole package.
We make no money because we just keep throwing stuff into the artwork, like an embossed, title, and we get with this friend of mine, Scott, who's a brilliant designer, kind of does it for mates' rates and all of that, and I like that instead of a little JPEG image of the
we need that as well, though. We need that as well. But I love it. I want there always to be a physical copy of something that we put out. I always want that to happen and to have it at shows and the aesthetic of it. And I like to walk around my local record shop resident in Brighton and just look at. I mean, I don't even know what all the bands are, but I like to just look at what they're...
Now, which ones... Because we were in Brighton recently.
What did you get up
to? We did a show there, and it went all right, didn't it?
It was fun.
But
the Carolina Brunswick.
The Carolina
upstairs.
Brunswick. We... I know that Brighton used to have loads of record stores. It's still got quite a few, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which one I can't remember the name.
Did you go into the one in the lanes? That's Resident. That's what I'm talking about.
Is that the one on the corner?
No, it's not on a corner. Yours, I think I know the one you mean. There's some sort of small-looking things. I'll go in them as well, but yeah, I think the Resident is the one that's supporting us, and they've got our record there.
Okay, well then everyone should go to the Resident.
Yeah, they
should. Everyone should go to the Resident, for goodness sakes. Are you right to stick around for a bit longer?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going back to Brighton tonight?
Yeah, I've got to get a train later. What time is it?
Well, it's 10:30. What time's your... Nick, what? 11? Hang on a minute. I tell you what.
No, I've got to leave it.
Okay, let's. All right. He's not going anywhere. He's staying here. We've found our house band. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. With time to change.
The wild man of late night radio.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Max Kinghorn Mills is the gentleman. The band is Hollow Hand. If I know anything about music, these guys are going to be big. These guys are going to be. They're going to be the next Coldplay. That's what I'm thinking. Have you got many live shows coming up?
We're playing. Let me check my notes here. We're playing the Shacklewell Arms on the 24th of November.
Where's that? Is that in London?
Yeah, East London.
Okay, gangster town. Gangster territory.
Yeah, I mean, I like that place. It's quite small, and it's that's a pretty pretty atmospheric place, so you can get quite loud in there. And then we're playing the Hope and Room, which is a place in Brighton, down by the station, in December, on the 6th of December.
Okay.
And I think we're going to do some recording of some new stuff up to Christmas, and then I think we're going to do our first sort of headline show in the new year in London somewhere. But
let us know. We'll come along.
Oh,
we'll have some of that. We'll take the night off work.
Yeah, do.
Years and years ago, I missed going to see a band because I was working, and I thought, well, I'll get to see them another night. I was doing a radio show, and then they split up, and so ever since then, if there's a band playing that I want to see, I'm quite happy to take the night off work and go and see it, because who knows? Well, it's the spirit. Who knows what's round the corner, really.
I'm hoping to be around for a little while, though.
Well, exactly, but we just don't know.
No, we don't.
In the fickle world of pop, Max. Also, another thing about records, right? And I say this as an old head. If you've not got a record, what the hell are the kids skinning up on these days?
Flipping it.
You've got to do. That's what a record is for. You're doing all of that nonsense.
Don't do drugs.
Sorry?
Kids,
all right. Listen to Mum, and when she goes to bed, Dad will show you how to roll a 3 Skinner. All right. No, I won't. I got terrible. I don't drink or take drugs anymore, and I got in terrible. Someone sent some last week. I was talking about when I used to take drugs, saying that it was kind of a car crash, apart from the LSD. And someone got very angry. Said, "I'm going to report you to Ofcom for promoting drug use."
But not before they had a go at me as well.
Yeah, well,
which I always like when they come running to Mum when he blocks them.
Don't. It's the thing, right? We say don't take drugs. As if anyone's going to listen to me. I've just bought some pills, but that guy on the radio who used to be on the TV, he's telling me not to take them, so I'm going to flush those down the toilet. Well, maybe. Who knows? Yeah. Anyway, just trying to think of a way out of that without getting an Ofcom, and I can't, so we'll just move on.
We mean it most sincerely.
Max, can you give us another song, please?
Yeah, sure. So, I'll play End of Everything, the first thing we put out.
Beautiful, thank you.
No doubt about it, I'll need more time. I saw a spinning circle flying through my mind. When the leaves are trembling and the soil is getting dry. When all our songs are falling softly out of time. I tried everything, but the more I saw them all act the same. I can't help myself, we'll all come to need it all. The thought of everything. It's everything you want, really everything you need. Things that make you happy just for a while. Now the skies are burning by another son of man, and he'll drag the oceans for his own gain if he can. Don't doubt it, waiting for the day, for that time we realize we're the same. Supplying to yourself, we'll all come to see it all. The fall of everything. It's everything you want, really everything you need. Things that make you happy just for a while. Everything you've got, make it everything you need. Cherish every day that makes you smile.
love it. I love it. I mean, what that guitar? That sounds. That's a mighty fine sound you're getting off of that. That sounds. Yeah. It sounds very noisy. I mean that in a good way. Jerry's on the line. Headphones on if you want to hear Jerry. Good evening, Jerry.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, Jerry. You're sounding understandable this evening.
I've changed my drugs.
Oh. Now, just to explain, Jerry's got Parkinson's, and so quite often we can't understand what Jerry says. Although we've found a cure for not a cure for Parkinson's. We have if we can't understand what he's saying, this is true. If he sings it, we can understand what he's saying,
and it regulates his breathing, doesn't it?
All right, Catherine. Whatever.
That's what it is, isn't it, Jerry?
She's using big words, confusing me.
It makes you sound more clearer, like, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I want to sell this to the Lancet. This is going to be my fortune. Forget this radio nonsense. Finding a way for people with Parkinson's, I imagine it will work with MS and other conditions like that. I'll try it on my mum to find out. This is great news.
We'll
clean up. So you're on different medication?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going all right.
There you go.
Definitely more understandable, a lot calmer, a lot slower.
You've been eating a lot of korma as a result. Okay, that's fair enough.
Oh, I like korma. I've had 2 tonight. Got one for breakfast in the morning.
Okay, there you go. What have you got for us tonight, Jer?
Yes, does this man... I don't know if he joins our place. His name's Tim.
Tim?
No, his name's Max.
Max.
Hey. Yes?
What's his band called?
Hollow Hand. Have you been listening, Jerry? Because we've mentioned it once or twice.
A couple of songs ago, he was singing that one that he says goes on for ages, psychedelic.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Okay, cool. But the other two you didn't rate that much. That's what you're saying.
That's my kind of guy.
There's a song Sympathy for the Devil.
Yes, I'm going to cut you off, Jerry.
Okay, bye-bye.
There we go. Lovely, Jerry. Okay, so you've got live dates coming up. You've got we don't know when the album's coming out. We don't have a date.
I'm just to say next year for this time. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that air of mystery about you. Keep everything is too accessible these days, you know. Which is why it was great when I heard you on the radio, and I thought I'm going to buy all the albums and get.
Yeah. Live said, "Oh, are you?"
Yeah, I couldn't find anything. You know, there's a few videos on YouTube, and that was it. And it was a real stop there, guys. You're just going to have to wait for this to happen.
But it makes you want it more, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally.
There you go.
And then you say, I heard, here's a turn of phrase. You said this project, Hollow Hand. So have you got other projects on the go?
On the go, I mean, I with the sort of the way that my friends and we make music is to sort of, I mean, everyone's working on their own stuff.
Yeah.
My housemates, I live with 2 musicians, Tom, who plays in our band, and I'll always, I think we always pitch in when the other person needs us, really.
Yeah.
So I'm involved in all of my friends' bands when they need me, really.
Yeah.
That's the way we do things. We kind of just step up, and if they need, like I said, our bass position has been filled by a few friends recently. So,
yeah.
But I've put my own records out before this, vinyl. I put like a 7-inch and a 10-inch EP out before, but I don't like to look back that much. But
I love you. Seriously, man. I don't know what the situation is with your parents, but I would happily adopt you, and I would. It'll be like. You'd be my ward, like Batman and Robin.
Yeah, but you'd force him to play all the time.
Oh yeah. There'll be conditions. Yeah. Definitely. It will be dance monkey dance. You know that would be going on. But you'd be fed very, very well. That would definitely be the case. So what is there a plan? Are you aiming for something, or are you just kind of going along and seeing what happens?
Well, I don't think I have an aim as such. I think I just want to make the best music I can make, and I just don't really want to stop it. And I don't, you have all these setbacks and steps forward and back. I don't know. I just keep making stuff and do it by myself if I need to. Do it with friends if they're available. If they're not, if they're busy doing something else, I'll do it myself. So I think the goal is just to keep do music, and I just want to play as much as possible, play live as much with my friends, because that's the best feeling is just playing on a stage with my best friends.
And is there what is it like? Have you always lived in Brighton, or did you?
No,
I've
only been there for about a year actually.
Okay. And what is the music scene like there? Because we're hearing in London that loads of kind of small clubs and rooms behind pubs. I mean, the one in Kentish Town, the name escapes me, the Bull and Gate. Bill and Kate.
Yeah.
That closed down, and I drove past it the other day, and I played there, and I was in a band when I was 20, and I saw Frank Sidebottom there, and, I saw Cardiacs there, and these wonderful people. And a lot of these quite historic, in inverted commas, venues are closing down. What is it like in Brighton? Is there still a lot going on?
Yeah, there's loads. Every night there's stuff going on, lots of, I mean, there's the bigger venues, and then there are the sort of these pubs where they have something upstairs.
Yeah.
Which I love that. It's a little bit smaller. There's stuff, you want to go out every night you can and see bands. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to see something great every night, but there's some great bands. I mean, the Lunchtime Sardine Club and Eugene Queller, friends of mine who are down there at the moment.
Yeah.
A band called Penelope Isles, who I really loved when I saw them. Yeah, there's great stuff. There's so many cool things around. You just need to go out and look for it.
I don't know if you've... are you aware of Nick Knowles, the DIY SOS presenter? Nick Knowles?
No.
Nick Knowles... Well, maybe I'll burn you a Nick Knowles CD. Nick Knowles... Nick Knowles is my bugbear. If you go in... Right...
I'm a butt of a joke here, aren't I?
No, you're not. Oh, God, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Okay.
He is. Nick Knowles, right, is the fella who presents a DIY programme.
And Ian's nemesis.
And on TV. And then he's just gone, I'm going to release a record. And he's released...
looks like a nice chap.
Yeah, he's released a record. But now everybody from telly has released... Jason Manford's released a record, Shane Ritchie's released a record, Nick Knowles has released a record. What is this? Everyone from TV... I potentially might be releasing a record just to cash in on the TV people.
It's a Christmas market, isn't it?
It's a Christmas market. I mean, really, I'm just
Blame
waiting...
Robson and Jerome.
I'm just...
They started it.
I'm just waiting for my cover version of Despacito to be sent to me, and then we'll be playing that. It is no, you're not the butt of the joke at all, Max. No, it's been an ongoing, what they would call a meme now. Every now the Nick Knowles album gets released on Friday, and he keeps teasing us by dropping a track, and we play it. But one day you could be as good as Nick Knowles, is what I'm trying to say. If you practice really hard, you could be. I tell you what, let's have a break, and then when we come back, can we get one more song out of you? Is that all right? That'd be perfect. 03444991000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Dear listener, we're joined by Max for another few minutes of Hollow Hand, and I've just tweeted he's hollow_hand on Twitter, hollowhand.com, and I've also tweeted a link to the to buy the latest single on iTunes, and then I've just retweeted as well the link to buy the vinyl single. And there's something so delicious about having a 3.5 minute song on a little bit of plastic, and having to put that needle up. I've got kids who are 7 and 5, and my youngest, God, he must have been, we hadn't even moved, so he must have been 4, learned how to put records on and play records. Because when I was a kid, that was it. You had a big dance set record player, and the thrill of, and it didn't really matter what it was when I was that age. The thrill of putting something on and putting the needle on, and that crackle as it goes round before it kicks in. It's wonderful. So I urge you to go out and buy the vinyl if you can. And if you can't, well then go and buy the song on iTunes, because it's only a few pence, and it's cracking. What are you going to finish with tonight?
This is a track called Ancestral Lands, which is the first song on the new record, but it's also the name of the thing that's in your hand, the tape. So
it's in my hand.
I like to make things a bit confusing like that. So so let me just check. I think it'd be...
You've had to do some fancy tunings.
Yeah, I'd be a fool to start without... It's okay. You know when you're watching like a folky person, they do this tuning and then you start telling a little anecdote. I'm not going to do that. But
or if you're watching Crosby, Stills and Nash, they'll tune in the middle of the... Oh, by the way, I'm going off Twitter, right? But I saw a wonderful exchange on Twitter. Someone tweeted Roger McGuinn of the Byrds, what's your biggest mistake? And he said, my biggest mistake was sacking the best harmony singer in the business, David Crosby. And then David Crosby replied something like, oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Yeah, David Crosby's on fire on Twitter. He's funny.
He's great, isn't he? Yeah. He doesn't care. I was once caught in between. It was me, Roger McGuinn, and David Crosby. I don't know how it started, but I was involved in this reminiscence where Roger McGuinn sent him a picture saying, "Do you not remember this ice cream shop?" And Crosby went, "Yeah, we dropped acid on the roof in '67," and I'm involved in this conversation. Oh, it was wonderful.
Nice,
wonderful. Anyway, go on.
That's what it's for.
That's exactly what it's for. Go on.
Yeah.
Away you go.
Okay.
There's too much to fear inside this world. You want me to explore, but I won't go. Oh, I'm never happy. I can't stand to be myself. Alone is better. Take me by the hand, ancestral land. Every person I have come to know, tell them every time, but still they call. No, they can't always understand. I had to leave again, I'm sorry. Take me to the land, ancestral land. Hermits of the golden dawn, the process and the helter-skelter, all just afraid of being alone. If people got what they deserve, maybe I could love you better. 'Cause right now, Lord, I'm getting it wrong. My best friend had a baby yesterday, and I just can't find the words to say. Ooh, the loner or the married man, I'm laughing at the rates I'm going, desperate trying to find which one I am. Ancestral land, ancestral land.
Max, you have a gift and you have a talent, man, and I honestly thank you so much. It's such a thrill to have you come in this evening. We've been bouncing around knowing that you were coming in, so thank you. I hope it all works out in the way that you want it to work out, and you get many millions of gold discs. Here's the thing, records don't sell anymore, do they? In the numbers that they did 20, 30 years ago. It's the money, because before bands would make the money from the albums, and the tours were kind of a little bit extra, but now it's, no one sells.
So I'm told, yeah.
What they used to. I remember, Remember when we interviewed Status Quo?
Right.
And they just had an album out, and it had gone to like number 5 in the charts. And I said, "Oh, you must be chuffed." And he went, "Yeah, we sold about 10,000 copies, which is nothing compared to what they would have done." Yeah. In saying that, I went to Mike Stock's house from Stock, Aitken and Waterman, 80s pop masters. Flippin' heck. I took a sneaky picture and sent it to you. We need to go back.
I said, that's posh, and he went, that's the Stables.
Yeah. We need to go back in time and write a hit in the 1980s. Max, the band is Hollow Hand, at hollow_hand. I've just tweeted all the links, and I'll tweet it again before the show. The current single, if people want to go out and buy that one, remind me what that's called?
A World Outside.
It's a pop classic, and you know me, dear listener, I don't say that. We don't get many musicians in. We only get, when we had Stephen Page from Bare Naked Ladies, I think that was it, isn't it? You might be our second.
Pretty much, I think.
Think so. We only get them in when we love them. So thank you so much, man. Well, yeah. Safe journey back. Thank you, Nick, for sorting this out. It's an absolute pleasure. Keep in touch. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number, dear listener. We open up the phone lines as always. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more.
Talk Radio.
Well, I hope Max's ears are burning, because as he's gone, we're all just sat going, oh my God, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic, Max. Thank you so much for that. 0344 499 1000. We have an empty switchboard. Can you change that during the news, please? Thank you.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
He has made a covenant with the night, and with the darkness he is in agreement.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Good evening, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. Catherine is here. Good evening, Catherine.
Hello.
We've got Luke here.
Evening.
We've got Flossie.
Hello.
They're just here, just hanging out. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We have 0 calls on the switchboard right now, so screw you guys. You can I know what. My computer's about to run out of juice. Oh, this is a nightmare. Look,
hang on, chuck it over.
No, hang on. I've got to untangle it. There we go. Plug that in. Get that in. So we'll turn on Skype as well to see if we can get some. There we go. We're in. I just want to. Can I just turn this microphone off, please, Sam? Because it sounded a little bit odd, which makes me wonder if we're talking into the right bit. Yes, we are talking into the right bit. There we go. We're on. Right. 0344 499 1000. You can Skype in about 8 seconds' time to Late Night Alternative. I'm just turning that on. There we go. You can Skype away. Bishy bashy boshy, away we go. That's, you all right?
Just turn headphones. Someone's whistling a bit.
It's those headphones. Either put them on your ears or get the hell out of here.
They were very loud as well.
They're very, well, that's are they deafening you?
I'm all right.
Okay. They're not connected. No, Catherine, they're not connected. They're connected to that wall over there, you see. Well,
sucks to be you.
We should explain why you're here. Well, I don't even know why you're here, Flossie. Perhaps you could explain to me why you're here.
I'm here as a Uber fan, super fan.
Fangirl, yeah?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, fine.
That's
fine.
it.
Don't be embarrassed.
She looks so normal.
And then Luke's here as a tag-along.
So, Luke, hang on, is Luke a fan or not?
I'm a fan.
Yeah, he's definitely a fan. I'm a hipster.
Okay.
I was a fan first.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Okay. And we should say, because I was talking about your dad the other week, because your dad, John Waite, I always have to fight the urge to say Terry. I always do. And it's not out of maliciousness. It's just I'm terrible with names. So, John, he took me on the, I'm going to be honest, the rather creepy tour of Highgate Cemetery.
And you went on Halloween.
Yeah, we went on Halloween.
Yeah.
And we went and we touched coffins. It was the spookiest but most wonderful thing. He's a great tour guide.
Yeah, he really is.
Because that's what he does. I mean, he's some people will know the name and will certainly know the voice because he's a presenter on Radio 4. Not enough, I say. I like your dad. He's very, very sweet because I started talking to him about radio and he said, well, I'm not doing it that much because I'm so old now. And I said, well, hang on. I think he's 67, he said. Something like that. Yeah. You don't know.
No, sure. That's right.
And I said, well, hang on a minute. That isn't, A, that's no age at all. And B, it doesn't really matter what age you are. You should be... And he kind of battered it away and went, well, have a look at this grave over here. This is Jeremy Beadle's grave, which it was. But he should be on radio more because I think he's brilliant. And whenever I hear him doing Pick of the Week or something, I think, oh, great, well, it's someone on the radio who isn't a sex pest, which is nice, which makes a change these days. But also, he's got a voice like chocolate cake. Yeah. Do you know what I mean by that?
Like someone who smoked a lot for a long time.
Is that what it was? Is it a secret?
But he kept it a secret my whole childhood. My whole childhood I didn't know.
Sorry?
And sometimes I'd be like, Dad, I think you smell of cigarettes. He'd be like, no, I just drink a lot of coffee.
What?
And I didn't know that... He smoked my entire, honestly, till I was like...
Because my dad was a smoker. He's dead now. My dad was a smoker, and he would, one of my great memories of my dad is us driving down the motorway and him rolling up a rollie while driving. It was
with his knees. He was driving with his knees.
Yeah. Which is where I learnt the technique from. But how did he keep it a secret?
I have no idea. And he just had really great... I'd just say, I think there's some cigarette butts in the garden. He'd be like, oh, I had a pipe at Christmas.
He was blaming on pipes and coffee?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, my mum doesn't know that I used to smoke. And Kath has never smoked.
As far as my parents are concerned, don't, because my dad was listening the other night. Thankfully, he didn't hear any of the particularly fruity bits.
Well.
So he says.
He tuned in to listen to Here Comes the Sun. Now, that's the song that Catherine was conceived to.
Oh, Oh,
thanks for letting me know that, Mark.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. You can call in about anything. I've got some bits and pieces to talk about, but we'll take calls as and when they come. David Badcock, you're on the line.
Hey, how are you?
Oh.
I'm very well, David. You're sounding a little bit down.
Am I?
Yes?
Just having a wee.
Oh, God. David.
So, nice you called, and I don't know...
OK, we'll come back to you in a minute when he's finished urinating.
I mean, they can be too honest, can't they?
I took my boys this weekend to see the Thor vs Hulk movie. Have you seen the Thor vs Hulk? Oh, no,
I think it's known by everyone else as Thor Ragnarok.
OK. Well, I took my boys to see it, and they're 7 and 5, right? And I'm going to be... Here's the thing, right? The Marvel Comics movies... Like Spider-Man... No, not Spider-Man, sorry, it's DC. I was going to say Tin Man. Iron Man and Thor and Hulk, they're all quite good fun, okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then while you're there, they show a trailer for Justice League, the DC movie, and it just looks so...
intense.
So dull.
Oh, really?
So dry. Really, really dry. But so
Which is the one with Wonder Woman in it.
That's the Justice League.
I'd be in that gang.
Well, I'm going to go and watch it. We started watching the Flash TV series, which was quite good. But it's just having that man as Batman.
Ben Affleck.
I was going to say Alan Bates. I really don't know.
I'd rather see that.
I don't know where my head is tonight.
Mother said, "Are you wearing something different, Alan?"
That's Alan Bennett.
Oh, even better.
Well, Mother, I'm the Batman, and
I said, "Are you going to shift that off the drive?" I said, "No."
No, I said no to the Joker, and then I made love to the Catwoman. But I'm the Batman, and
is this another one of those films though where they all fall out with each other and then they realise they're better off together?
Which are we talking about? Thor versus Hulk?
Any of them?
Thor versus Hulk, man. It is funny. It's a comedy. It's set up as a comedy, and it's wonderful because of it. Its tongue is firmly in its cheek, and it is really funny. But we're sat in the second row, and I've got my 7-year-old on my right and my 5-year-old on my left. Hang on a second. Ken, we're talking about Thor versus Hulk. How does Jesus fit into that narrative?
I'm very sorry. Can you repeat that again? Ian, I've called the wrong number, but what did you say there?
Yes, Ken, we're talking about Thor versus Hulk. I wonder how Jesus fitted into that narrative.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You'll mock Jesus, whatever the
I don't mock Jesus, Ken. I mock you for being a bigoted old git. Thanks for calling.
It's a shame he's got such a nice accent.
Isn't it, though? But so, we're in the second row, and there's no one in the row in front. And I said to the kids, because they kind of feel independent, I said, if you want to go and sit in the front on your own, you can sit in the front and I'll stay here. And to them, that's like a big deal. Normally, if I'd be further at the back, and I'd say, you go and sit at the front. So they got, my youngest went, and he's lying on the floor looking up at the cinema, and then then he was kicking his legs about, and I said, actually, come and sit down in front of me, because you might get in the way of people. And he went. He pushed up all the arm rests, so he's got all the seats, and he's just lying on the seats watching the film. And I'm sat there, and then about 10 minutes later, I can hear, and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here? So I lean over, and my 5-year-old, he's doing press-ups. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm doing press-ups. I said, why? He said, I want to be strong like Thor. But that's what when I was like 10 and 11, I would do that while I was watching Enter the Dragon. You know, I'd be training with my chucks and stuff while I was watching that. And he did 21 press-ups, then he had a break, and then he did another 9.
You heard every single one.
It was incredible, bless him. Oh, it was a good film, though. I enjoyed that. The last few films we've been to see have been a little bit ropey, I think, and that one, I do like. It's got my gay choice in it, Mark Ruffalo,
and my straight choice. I mean, everyone's.
Yeah, he's everyone's a lovely choice. Man. He seems a lovely man as well.
He seems like a lovely man.
I did try following him on Twitter. He does bang on about the environment.
Oh, he's a boring man. But he's so... Do you agree with me, Luke? He's so beautiful.
Yeah.
He is, yeah. And did you watch Foxcatcher?
No. Oh,
yes, you did.
All right. Well, hang on a minute. I wasn't deliberately lying to him. I forgot. That's all. Yes, you did. You bloody watched that. What are you lying to Luke for? And also, if you do catch me lying to Luke, why don't you talk about it to me in private? Because I might have a reason. Yes, as my friend outed me, I did see Foxcatcher. Who was he in Foxcatcher?
One of the wrestler guys. Oh. And he had a way of like padding around.
Yeah.
Because he was so hench.
Yeah.
With his nice face.
Yeah.
And I can see the appeal, basically.
There's a very funny bit in it. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but there's a very funny bit when Mark Ruffalo jumps out of an aeroplane. Oh, it's funny.
I'm never going to see it because the person I would go and see it with went with some kids.
Yeah, my kids. I went with my kids. Have you seen it, Sam? The bit where he jumps out the plane, man. I mean, it's classy. It is classy. And then Kath went, it sounds a bit silly, this film. I said, right, it's got Hulk in it, it's set on another planet, and it's got a race of gods fighting each other. Because it's silly.
Yeah.
It's a silly film.
Slapstick, though, isn't it?
David, have you finished weeing yet?
Yeah, no, it's all finished.
Okay, have you washed your hands?
Yeah.
You sure?
You really?
Yeah, I always do. It's a bit, yeah.
Okay. Okay, David, what have you got for us this evening?
Well, I'll say hello to Iain, hi Kathleen, hi Simon, hi Hannah.
You got one name right. One name.
Well done. Yes, carry on. I'm going to eat. They've brought some roses. These are the kind of people that bring gifts when they come in to visit people in the studio. David,
proper guests.
Yeah.
Well, I would have brought gifts, but you did nothing but berate me.
We wouldn't eat anything that you brought in.
Right. Well, you're just like the people that I'm going to be talking about tonight.
Go on.
Trolls.
Oh. Right, how do I open this box? Yes, go on. Who's been trolling you?
I've had a lot of publicity because of my new podcast. As you know, I've got a podcast out.
Yes. Pass these round. What's your podcast called?
It's called Ghosts in Me.
What?
Ghosts and Me.
Why isn't it called Ghosts in Me?
You're just about as right. I've had enough of this.
That was quick.
Right, so I posted it on Facebook. Are you allowed to swear on this show?
No.
No, mate.
Right. Well, hang on. Put it on speakerphone.
Why?
I've got to read what he said.
Okay, go on then.
Robert Cook, never heard of him.
Yep.
Said, "What a load of bull."
Yeah.
Ox.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay.
And I replied, "Troll."
Yeah.
And he's just put get stuffed.
Oh, he destroyed you there, mate.
Mate, I've had a much worse experience online this weekend. So trust me, that's quite light.
Well, it's left me ejaculated. I'm sat here on myself, and I don't know what to do with myself.
Well,
you've got 14 5-star ratings on your podcast on. Just see what section he's put his podcast in.
What?
You idiot! He's put it in religion and spirituality.
I think I might see the problem, David.
You absolute muppet.
I deal with spirits.
And religion. Okay, fine. I thought it might have been in comedy where people might see it, but no. Okay. Well, I wonder, that might be a canny thing. Maybe that'll get him up the religious charts. That could be, imagine David Badcock.
Get him on some lists.
Yeah, okay, well, that's great news, David, and good feedback.
Yeah, the people have been like, do you want to come on?
It's not a ghost.
Do you know what? I would like to go on and speak with. And what you talk about? Because I've subscribed to yours, but I'm not going to listen to it. I'm just subscribing to boost the numbers. But what do you want to talk to me about my religious and spiritual adventures?
No, it's just ghosts and you.
Ghosts and Jews.
No.
That's a little bit, Jeff, mate. That's a little bit, Jeff.
No, ghosts and you.
Oh yeah, no, I'd love to, definitely. Have you got, Kath, have we got ISDN facilities here?
Probably, yeah.
Have you got ISDN facilities, David?
I can get to ISDN.
Okay, do you know what ISDN is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow or Wednesday.
That sounds good to me.
All right, David, look forward to it, mate. What's the fee?
Human kindness.
Idiot. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. With time to change, 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Jeez, don't worry. Someone put your headphones on, please.
Everyone.
0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with time to change. Catherine is here.
Yes.
Flossie is there and Luke is here. And you're here just because you're Uber fans. And
Yes.
You want to hang out and you've brought us chocolate and that's great. And despite the rule of never eat food from a listener,
It was sealed.
We've broken the rule and we are eating Cadbury's Roses. which I'm disappointed to see are just willy-nilly tossed into the box there. They haven't got holdings. You know what I mean? Holdings, the plastic...
The moulding.
The holdings.
The plastic moulded.
Well, it's not... Well, no.
Small sheaths.
This guy here.
A chocolate sheath.
Chocolate sheath. Chocolate sheath. You can call in about anything you want. Oh, Gatford's Skyped in on Late Night Alternative. Good evening, Gatford.
Evening, boss. Evening, posse.
Oh,
Her name is Flossie.
I was wondering whether we could get a Kath fact in honour of the fact that you've got a posse in, you know.
A Kath fact? Listen, we can't... Kath is not your monkey... Factoid? That's a Steve Wright
well, because you've got a posse. I know that you liked that band, and I bought the single already, Hollow Hand.
Good for you, well done.
Your right leg was going 16 to the dozen.
Could you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... if you watch it on, there you go. If you watch it on Periscope, there, that was. I was doing all of the drum parts with that leg. It does. It doesn't. The rhythm of the leg doesn't necessarily correlate to the beat of the music, but it certainly shows. It's like when a dog is having a bit just near its vagina tickled. And it goes. Its leg starts going like that. But you're not actually touching it.
I don't know what you're trying to get fired tonight.
No. I'm just speaking honestly and openly about what we do in our house for kicks, and that is one of them. Yes. Have you got anything to contribute?
Well, those.
There we go. He's gone.
No. I think we knew the answer, didn't we?
No is the general thing there. So I've decided that I'm not going to interact with people on Twitter anymore, because I did this. I got. Oh God, Twitter's full of arseholes. So I did this on Friday night. It's all all this sex stuff is going on, right? All these scandals and all this horrible stuff. And I was driving home listening to another radio station. It was another boring bloke talking about sexual abuse against women and stuff like that.
I heard the same bloke, right?
Boring.
And he got an old man ringing up saying, "Oh, now you can't say anything to women anymore." And he didn't tell him otherwise.
Yeah.
And I had the same thought you did, which was, if only it was a female presenter.
So I tweeted, I'd like something along the lines of, another bloke talking about sexual abuse on the radio. I'd like to hear more women talking about it. Now, what I meant by that was, and I realised as soon as I said that, I thought, that's not particularly clear what I've said. So 2 minutes later, I tweeted, what I meant by that was, I think there should be more women presenters on the radio. Okay, that's what I meant. We've on this station we've got one woman with the Daily Show, Julie Hartley-Brewer, and it's all blokes. This is all blokes. Now, hey, it works for me because I got a gig. But the radio station you listen to that isn't this one, dear listener at home, how many women on there have a daily show, not just, a show on a Friday evening or a show on a Sunday morning, 5 days a week show. There won't be many at all.
And the number of conversations I've had off air with certain presenters, and you could probably guess which one in particular, about him not quite getting the fact that, he's saying it's a small thing, the touching of a knee or, someone's space being invaded. And I've said, yeah, but imagine that every single day of your working life, all right? Imagine that all the way through your adult life, and how that is kind of a suggestion all the way through that you're not as good as they are, or you're different from them and not in a particularly strong way, and that's what you are there for. Okay, so that's an average woman's life. That's not even an extraordinary thing to happen. And the fact that this is all coming out now, and the focus is on the theatre, and the focus is on Hollywood, and there's the focus now on Westminster. Okay, lots of women saying they're not surprised by it. Yeah, it's still not right, is it?
So anyway, so, and I think my initial tweet was misunderstood. I don't think Lily Allen helped, because she tweeted it, and she tweeted a comment, and I didn't understand the comment. And as I've got older, I've realised if I don't understand what someone's tweeting to me, then it's probably an insult. And so I'm looking back and thinking it's probably an insult. But then, and then I had a few misogynists coming on going, who wants to hear a load of lesers, that kind of stuff. And I just went, okay, guys, good night, I'm off, right? Yeah. I switched off. And then I woke up the next morning and I turned on my phone and it was like, I had a few people, one in particular, basically, there was one woman who said, responding to the first tweet, why would women come on the radio to speak about sexual abuse when they do, they get trolled and bullied, and that's why they do podcasts. And I'd just woken up and I tweeted and said, I'm really sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Could you clarify? And she basically said that I was an idiot for saying that women should phone up radio shows to talk about abuse because they are more likely to get abused. And so I replied, oh, no, that's not what I meant. Apologies. What I meant was I would like more women radio hosts. Mm-hmm. And if that's your experience, then I'm really sorry. Oh, man alive. Oh.
She
Wrong
objected
thing to say.
If that's your experience.
Yeah, she then replied, quotes, if that's your experience, then I'm sorry. Well, that tweet implies that I'm making this up. And you're trivialising. And I just went, that was the point I thought,
they're having a completely different argument, which is a valid one, but it's not one that they should be directing at you.
And then this other lady called, I won't say her name because it's not fair, even though it won't identify it. Then she kind of stepped in, and I kind of got what it must be like to be a woman and have things mansplained to you. I got it, because she stepped in to explain what was going on, but her explanation, again,
was telling you off.
Was telling me off, and was from the false premise that I was saying women should phone up radio shows to talk about being raped and being sexually abused. The nuance of the first tweet, obviously, obviously I should have been clearer. So many people didn't get it. But the second tweet was completely ignored. The people weren't even following me, so they just picked up that one thing.
I think that got retweeted by someone else, so it was taken out.
So I just kind of ignored this woman. And then I just like, do you know what? I was having a really crappy day and a crappy morning, and there's so much stuff going on. I just went, do you know what, guys? I'm out of this conversation. I'm just going to tweet about the monkeys. I'm going to delete all of my tweets. I can't be bothered. And I deleted all of my tweets, as I do from time to time. It's not an unusual occurrence. I used to do it every day, and now I've got it set that they delete after 3 months, and I just deleted them all. Fine. So that was Friday night, Saturday morning. Then this evening, I saw someone had tweeted to me and one of these other women, and I just went, guys, can you leave me out of this? I thanks a lot, but I'm done. And then the woman started having a go at me. Well, you can't be done because and started explaining everything again. And then when I looked at her Twitter feed, she's got a long thread. You had to scroll through the thing 3 or 4 times. A long thread about me being where is it? It's her pinned tweet. A message to progressive white men. If you make a mistake and say something insensitive in a discussion about marginalised lives and someone calls you out on it, just own it. Don't make excuses. Don't explain your intentions. Literally just say, I effed up, I'm sorry. And then there's a whole thread. And I'm thinking, but you effed up. I did apologise that my first tweet wasn't clear enough, and I clarified.
That's not what they want to hear. All they want to hear is, I'm sorry. And even if you did that, they would still say, well, do you know why you're sorry? So just back out of it.
And now people are... some people started getting involved in an argument with her, and that wasn't why I was... Then, of course, you get accused of setting your Twitter army on people, and that's not what I was doing. I mean, Twitter is a public forum, and if people... you say something to someone who's got 50,000 followers, then there's a chance that other people will then dive in. That's not my responsibility. I can't stop that. But
did you get much positive comments from people about what you said?
Yeah, I did get a few. I did get a few. There was a significant number of people who follow me that got the initial slightly clunky tweet and got what the point was, because it's something I talk about a lot, is that there should be more women on radio. This is constantly a thread that keeps popping up every now and then, so they got that. And then there were some who appreciated the second tweet and said, oh, OK, that clarifies it. So, yeah, there were a few. But it was so infuriating. And so...
But also, it was one after the other, so you explained it to the first one or tried to smooth it over the first one, and then someone else came in fresh and started it up again. I mean, it's impossible.
So here's where I am with my... fraught relationship with Twitter, and I don't say this lightly. It is like an abusive relationship, and having spent time with people in abusive relationships, the question is always, well, why do you stay with him? Why do you stay with her? Oh, because I love her. Oh, I love him, and you don't know what he's like when things are going good, and it's one of the weird and horrific quirks of human psychology that someone can be physically or mentally abusive, but the other person will stay with it. And Twitter feels a little bit like that, and that's not to demean. Some people will now say, "Well, now you're demeaning abusive relationships." It's hideous, and I hate it. And I hate the interaction. The interaction we had with an ex-listener, a bloke called Peter, last week was insane. Just insane, the meanness, and he's setting up fake accounts and periscopes to have a go at us and stuff like that. So here's where I am with Twitter. I'm not going to interact with anybody on there anymore. I'm going to tweet stuff. If I didn't have to sell this show, if I didn't have to sell the podcast, live shows, I would quite happily walk away from Twitter.
You're going to close your DMs?
DMs, I think, have I not closed those yet?
I don't know.
In that case, yes, I'm going to close my DMs, and I'm not going to interact with anyone anymore. I'm sorry, guys. It's my ball, and I'm taking it away. So I'm just not, it's just not worth the hassle of being, I'm not going to do anything political. Saying there should be more women on radio isn't political, but I'm just going to talk about the Beach Boys and the Monkees, and I'm going to plug this show, and that's it. And next week, when I'm off, I'm taking a week off I'm going to write a book in a week. Twitter, I'm not even going to use it. Not even going to use it. So...
Will you make any exceptions? What if, one of your heroes tweets you saying, all right, Ian, let's go for a pint?
Well, my heroes have tweeted me. The monkey. I've interacted with the Monkees. And I know it's not real. I know it's his wife that does it. Will I make it? Well, here's the thing. Last time I made a vow about Twitter, the vow was I'm never going to make another blanket statement about Twitter that I won't be able to. So I don't know. But this is this week's blanket statement. Is I'm just not going to interact with people because it's not. It's just too stressful. It's too stressful. So much stress. Have you had any dick pics recently? And I say that jokingly,
my DMs are closed, but I get them sent occasionally.
You get hit. I mean, you've been hit on the last couple of weeks. What was the guy? What guy? Can I assume you're of the single persuasion?
Yeah,
is that what he said?
If I'm divorced, but that's very mild stuff, really.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, is that what Twitter's for?
I came up with some, and I blocked someone, right? Because I can't be bothered, right? And I came up with what is obviously made up statistics, right? Twitter is 80% bad, 15% okay, and 5% good, right? And then some bloke who's been following me for ages went, yeah, but you only follow 23 people, so how do you know that? And then someone who doesn't follow me went, yeah, good point, what a tosser. I'm thinking, this is obvious, I'm not...
You're illustrating the point.
So I blocked him. There's a fellow who's got a lettuce on his head.
Oh.
I blocked him. These things happen. These things happen, guys. Deal with it. There's a new mayor in town, and he's no, not mayor, sheriff. There's a new sheriff in town, and he's got a blocking gun. 0344 499 1000. This is the late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. With time to change, 1 in 4 of us Excuse me, that's the chocolate going down the wrong way.
1 in 4 of us have got windy pops.
1 in 4 of us will have windy pops. Don't demean this, for goodness sake.
Take another run up.
Get that phone call, because we could be a while here, Sam. 1 in 4 of us will fight... That sounds like my sarcastic voice now. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Hey, there's 4 of us in the room. Is me. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
I think I turned my direct messages off, but I'm not totally sure. Not totally sure. Good evening, Simon.
Yo. Yeah, I feel the same way about Facebook.
What are you going to do about it?
I've basically... Well, to be honest, I mean, I quite like using Facebook, but I use it more now for groups that I'm interested in, i.e. hobby-wise, you know what I mean?
Swinging.
But, yeah, if only I could find that one. But, I mean, I've put a few things on there over the last few months, and one of the things I commented on was antidepressants.
Yes.
And it seems to be this last year that I've just realised just how horrible people are. And when they have a faceless method of communication where they can hide behind a keyboard.
Yep.
They're just vile, some of the people on this planet, and it gets you down. It's like, there's just no need for this, you know?
So, hang on, what have they been saying? What, they've been having a go at you because you're on antidepressants?
No. I was looking through a few groups about mental health, you know, just to see what sort of groups were out there about that.
Yeah.
And there was one conversation I stumbled upon about antidepressants. And the lady had asked, you know, the doctor has prescribed me XYZ, what do people think, should I take it? Which is a reasonable question.
Yeah.
And when you're in that situation, as you know, you're sort of, if you're not sure and you want to ask questions, in theory, this should be a gift, really. It's to, you know, you can talk to people and find the answers, but for some reason there are these people in the world that they can't just give their opinion. They have to get nasty and personal.
There's a word for that. There's a word for those people, Simon. That word is arseholes. Oh, trolls. Trolls is trolls. Yes, yes. That's probably a better one. Yes.
Well, you know, I could go one better than that. But obviously, I won't on radio. But you know, it just makes you so sad that there are people like that out there that take the time to do things like that. So anyway, I don't really use it to follow individual people now or talk to individual people. I stick to the groups that I'm interested in. But it's a shame because it could be so much better. But there's so many people out there that think that they know better than you. To the point where if you disagree, they're just nasty.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, it was interesting being on the end of this, and it was, you know, these people were having a go at me on Twitter, constructing really well thought out arguments, but based on a completely false premise. The thing they were attacking didn't exist, had never happened, wasn't real, and they thought that they were righting a wrong when there was no wrong to be written. You know, what they should have said was, maybe make your tweets a bit clearer. Yeah, fair enough. All right. I mean, they sent it at 3:00 in the morning, but you're right. I should have made it clearer. But that was it. I don't use Facebook for personal stuff. I just use it for groups. I've got a profile. I've got maybe half a dozen friends on there. One of them is Kath. The others are some people in America. But that's it. I don't update it. I don't, you know, post pictures of my kids or any of that nonsense.
Right. Well, this is the thing, innit? I mean, you know, who wants to know that such and such had spaghetti hoops for dinner?
Yeah, no one.
And I think Facebook has matured in itself to beyond that now. I don't think many of the people that I would be friends with on there. To be honest, I've got rid of most of them because I just can't be bothered with it. Yep. But the groups thing, yes, fantastic. But even within the groups, you get some arseholes.
Oh, mate, you do. Trust me, I'm in loads of monkeys groups, and there are just like 2 or 3 people that are guaranteed to come on and correct people, and it's just awful. Let's close. Yep. Why don't they switch the internet off for a day? Just for a day.
Is that possible?
Yeah, of course it is.
Wow, could you imagine?
You just need Theresa May to turn the Wi-Fi off at 10 Downing Street. That's what we all feed off of, I'm guessing, isn't it? Yeah. If she just pulls the plug out and just switches it off for a day.
Yeah. Have you seen Lawnmower Man?
Yes, I have seen Lawnmower Man. I interviewed Jeff Fahey from Lawnmower Man a couple of weeks ago.
Ah, now you've put an image in my mind of Theresa May on one of those gyroscope things.
Yeah.
Being consumed by the internet.
Thanks very much for calling. What other films are there where people get sucked into computers?
Tron
Legacy, Lawnmower Man 2. Jumanji's a board game. They've remade Jumanji.
Is it out?
I saw a poster for it. I don't know if that means it's out these days.
It's nearly out.
Other movies where people get sucked into a computer. There must be loads. It's a great idea for a movie. I can only think of 4.
Wreck-It Ralph doesn't count because they're in it.
They're in it already. They're in it already. Yeah.
I think that's it.
No.
What about a TV, like Mike TV? Slightly different.
Yeah, sorry. Did he get sucked into a computer? Did he?
I've only really seen like 2 films, like Spice World and Charlie the Chocolate Factory.
Well, you chose the right ones.
Yeah, so I was just trying to feel involved.
Only seen 2 films.
Pretty much, yeah.
I only watched Spice World for the first time about 3 or 4 months ago.
Cool.
It's special, isn't it?
It's great. I loved it.
It's so good.
It's a really funny film. You know, when the bit of Richard Briers as the Archbishop or something, because she said, "Does the Pope?" Is the Pope a Catholic? And he goes, "This is outrageous that the Spice Girls would suggest that the Pope is not a Catholic." It's brilliant. You know, Gary Glitter was in that film.
No,
they cut him out.
Did they?
Because do they not sing?
Oh, they do.
And then there's the outtakes are on YouTube, and then he comes out, and they sing it with him. But so if you watch that again, that bit ends really suddenly.
Yeah.
And that's because they cut the Gary Glitter bit out.
Spy Kids.
Well done, Twitter. But okay, no. Which Spy Kids?
Spy Kids 1.
Nope.
Spy Kids 2. This time it's personal.
No. Spy Kids 3.
Back in the habit.
Spy Kids 3D. Yes. Spy Kids 3D gets sucked into a computer.
I haven't seen any of the Spy Kids.
This is the best phone-in of all time. In what films do people get sucked into computers? Not just TVs. Crying out loud. 03444991000. This is the late night alternative.
Oh.
I'm doing you cannot...
Weird science, you get spat out.
Exactly. For goodness sakes, it's a really simple premise. Which films does someone get sucked into a computer? It's so easy. Sucked into computer. That's it. 03444991000. This is the late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with Time to Change.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
03444991000. You can Skype Late Night Alternative. Oh, I've just cut him off. There we go. Hang on a minute. Dom, I'll call you back. Hang on a second. Dom Skyped in Late Night Alternative. Hey, man.
Hey, buddy. You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you. Oh, it's weird because some of these Skype calls are really, really clear. Mm-hmm. It's like he's in the studio with us.
Look behind you.
What kit you using there, Dom? What kit you got, buddy?
Well, I've got the old Hawaii Honor 9 mobile phone.
Oh, yeah. So is this... Hang on a minute. Are we Skyping you on your telephone?
You are.
Absolutely blinding. That is a great bit of kit. Great bit of kit.
Thank you.
Cracking. What you got for us, Dom?
I've got a film and I've got a bone to pick with you.
Okay, first of all, is it a film where someone gets sucked into a computer?
It is. It's the film.
Okay.
The Matrix.
No.
The world.
No, he doesn't get sucked in. Where does he get sucked into a computer, mate?
Yeah, it's more of a networking, I suppose.
No. Where does he get sucked into anything, buddy?
All right, you've got me.
Did you miss the entire point?
He wakes up.
Yeah.
He gets
out of a computer, if anything.
He gets red pilled.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Because he's a battery, isn't he?
Oh,
he is a battery.
Yeah. He wakes up, buddy. So you have this bone you've got to pick had better be a good one because you have got Keanu Reeves juice all over your face.
Not for the first time.
No.
Right. A couple of weeks ago, remember, it was a good phone in.
I remember that one. It was a good one. It was a good one. A couple of weeks ago, yes.
You were after a new word, a new phrase, a new word to replace like wicked, rad.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yep.
I gave you Jeff, and you've used it 3 times now, meaning something bad. I think you've taken the word Jeff and you've taken it to a really bad place.
Well, what happens with language? You can't take ownership of it.
Dom's a bit Jeff tonight, isn't he?
You see?
This has come from nowhere. Blimey, I've got no recollection of what you're talking about, mate.
I think you have. I think you're just trying to take it over.
No.
You used Jeff tonight. You used it at the rabbit hole on Saturday. You used it last week.
Are you keeping a list?
It's a little bit weird, to be honest, Dom. A little bit creepy, that, mate. You might want to get out more. Maybe get, I don't know, a life or something?
Oh, lives are overrated. It's my word. I invented it. I gave it to you.
How are you spelling it, mate?
I can't remember what we decided. I think it was I went Jeff as in Jeff Lloyd, and you decided no, that was wrong.
So you're spelling it G-O-F-F. I'm spelling it J-E-F-F. Completely different word. Completely different. If your name was Jeff, G-E-O-F-F, and you booked plane tickets under the name Jeff, J-E-F-F, you wouldn't be allowed on the plane. So you wouldn't, Dom. So completely different words, mate. So yeah, you're Jeff. What did your Jeff with a G mean?
I think it was like cool, rad.
Yeah, no. Jeff
can
means
keep that.
You can have that, mate. That's fine. And just remind me, sorry, how many times has that been used on national radio? Thank you very much indeed, caller.
But thank you for making me think of Keanu Reeves for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to Steve. Good evening, Steve.
Hey, good evening, Ian.
Yep.
I'm thinking Lucy.
Sorry? Are you doing a cold reading on me?
Cold reading?
What?
No, with reference to the films where someone gets taken into the computer.
Lucy? What's Lucy?
It's the film where the girl, the main character in it, becomes and gets sucked into like a major sort of computer.
Scarlett Johansson.
Hey,
Google.
I'll Google. I'm IMDbing it. Lucy, I don't think isn't she? She's a computer lady.
No, she starts off as a human, and then through the course of the film, she becomes
Scarlett Johansson. Let's read the premise. A woman. A woman. Right. This is the description. A woman accidentally caught in a dark deal turns the tables on her captors and transforms into a merciless warrior evolved beyond human logic. Doesn't mention anything about being sucked into a computer.
No sucking mentioned.
No, that's not really the good description of the film.
But you give me one then. You've seen it.
As I said, through the course of the film, she becomes a supercomputer at the end.
Right, no, we're getting somewhere. She becomes a supercomputer, yeah?
Yeah, she gets sucked into...
No! Becoming a supercomputer and getting sucked into one, they are not the same thing, Steve.
Righto. How does she get into becoming a computer if she doesn't get sucked into it? I don't
know, mate. You've seen it.
I'm trying to explain to you.
Here's a longer plot line, right? And if at the end of this, it's quite a long one, if at the end of this she's not been sucked into a computer, then you're on my hit list, okay?
That's a bit serious. Hit list?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Steady on.
Yeah. Oh, you're not... This isn't Ian Collins you're dealing with, mate. It was supposed to be a simple job. All Lucy had to do was deliver a mysterious briefcase to Mr. Jang. But immediately, Lucy is caught up in a nightmarish deal where she is captured and turned into a drug mule for a new and powerful synthetic drug. When the bag she is carrying inside of her stomach leaks, Lucy's body undergoes unimaginable changes that begins to unlock her mind's full potential. With her newfound powers, Lucy turns into a merciless warrior. He's sounding more and more broken as I'm reading. Intent on getting back at her captors. She receives invaluable help from Professor Norman, the leading authority on the human mind, and French police captain Pierre Del Rio. Then she gets sucked into a computer. Oh, no, fair play, Steve. No, it says right at the end, she gets sucked into a computer.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. There we go. You could hear his world collapsing. It was just every little line there. Let's try... here we go. We've got loads of phone calls now. Good evening, Billy.
Hi, Ian. How you doing?
Good, thank you, mate. What have you got for us?
I just wanted to phone you and thank you so much for giving me an almost religious experience in Loudon Wainwright.
Oh, is this Billy Hayes?
Yes.
Hello, mate. How are you doing, fella? You all right?
I'm very well, thank you.
You sent me. Was it you that it was you, wasn't it? We had Loudon Wainwright the third on the other week, and he's written a brilliant book. And I didn't really know much about his music, so I just bought a few albums on spec. And the first one I've played is Last Man on Earth from, I think it's about 2000. The whole album is incredible. I'm listening to a live one in the car at the moment. We played a few of the songs last week, and he's a poet, and he can sing, and he sounds amazing. And then did you try and turn your dad on to him?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, you sent him a WhatsApp message?
I sent him a WhatsApp message and said, tried to turn him on to him, and he said, yeah, I saw him in the 70s.
It just completely dismissed it. My dad, I've heard this great bloke, Loudon Wainwright. Yeah, I saw him in the 70s, son. But completely dismissed. He's bringing something forward. He's good, though, isn't he?
I've found a song, and you've probably heard it, because I know you've heard everything, but it sounds like you might not have done. That Hospital.
No, I don't know that one. I've literally dipped my toe in the pool. I've got miles to go. I've not heard that one. Is it good?
Oh, it made me cry. It's just an incredible song.
Yeah.
It's about him kind of. He's singing about that hospital, and every verse is about his experience, a different experience of being at that hospital.
Yeah.
Mate, please, you've got to listen to it if you can.
Mate, I will do.
The album's like 1997 or something like that.
Well, this is the thing as well, because he started in late 60s, and the first album I got was from 2000, and by all rights, that should have been ropey. If you're going by other people's musical careers and the date lines, that should have been a stinker. It was incredible.
You're exactly right. Like that era, you just expect him to be a bit just churning stuff out. But every song I listen to on that album, from I think it's called Grown Man, has given me goosebumps, has made me cry, has made me. He's just different level.
Mate, go and treat yourself. Buy his book. His book is
I will do.
Wonderful. A really, really good read.
I will do. He's a new hero of mine. He's amazing.
Well, Billy, listen. Let me know if you find any more albums, because I've got 3. I've got more love songs. Last Man on Earth, and this live one, which name I can't remember, but it's I'm kind of slowly working through those. Let me know if you find any more good stuff.
No, I will do, definitely. Nice one.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye. And there's a talented bloke as well. He's a singer-songwriter, and we came across him at Performance Ring, and I'd muffed up, and I'd sort of sent me and my wording. I'd sent a vague email to him, which he interpreted as me inviting him to come to a Performance Ring, and actually it wasn't. And it got a little bit sticky, and I said, "I'm really sorry, man. This is my fault. Can you, the next one you're in?" And luckily, he was brilliant, because if he'd been ropey, it would have been. But he's brilliant, and he does these songs with Dan Mugger Harris for his Daniel's films, and he's just. He's good, isn't he? Let's get James in, and then Angela and CJ will come to you after the news. Good evening, Angela. James.
Oh, hello, Ian. You all right?
I'm good, thanks, James. What you got?
Okay, I'd have to say the film Her, with Joaquin Phoenix in.
Is that how you pronounce Joaquin?
Joaquin.
Is that Joaquin?
Joaquin.
He's the fellow with the cleft lip.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you call it, a cleft lip?
Yeah.
Joaquin
Hair lip, a hair lip.
Hair lip, okay.
So Joaquin Phoenix in this film has a kind of Siri-type character in his bedroom, and he falls in love with her, and they make sweet, sweet love.
Right, so he gets sucked off in a computer?
Oh, did you say sucked into?
Yeah, yes.
Never mind.
Sorry, James. Sorry, I don't know this film. You're nodding as though you know this film, Luke.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson's in it again.
What is her
she's
problem?
all over the show. She's the voice in the computer, in like a Siri equivalent, and then Joaquin falls in love with the computer.
It's just Electric Dreams all over again. We did it first with Phil Oakey in the Human League. That's what we did. Angela and CJ, stay there. We will come to you after this. We are looking for films where people get sucked into computers. Apparently it's a harder concept to grasp than what I would have thought. 03444991000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. With time to change, 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more.
Talk Radio.
03444991000. Films where people get sucked into computers. And anything else? We found one of those new phone boxes type things, and I didn't understand it. More after the news. Thank you.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Take a far-out trip into the twilight zone of late-night radio with Iain
Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
03444991000. You can Skype a Late Night Alternative. Catherine is here.
Hello.
Flossie is here.
Hello.
Luke is here.
Hello.
And if people are going, well, hang on, why are they here? Well, they're fans. Well, yeah, but I'm a fan. Why aren't I there? Well, they've paid £100 each to be here this evening.
In chocolate.
In cold, hard cash. Luke, I think you better find, young man. That's £200 and literally... Another thing on Twitter, right? So we were doing these live shows, okay, with the Rabbit Hole, and we're done for this year, although we've now got dates booked in Dublin, Luton, London...
Belfast.
Belfast, they're not on sale yet, and Bath, which aren't on sale yet, and Brighton next year. If you want to... Dublin... We've sold 3 tickets out of 40. That's not bad.
Boom.
So if you want to see the ones we've got tickets for, if you go to iainlee.com/events. But so we're doing these live shows, and I've got a giant roll of sellotape, okay?
Yes.
Yes, no, you can't.
Oh, I brought change.
It might be in the boot of my car. In which case. So when we take it to the shows, and people can pay £1 to have their picture taken, and it's a really big roll of sellotape. It's a big old roll. Got it from Marrakesh. And then someone had a go at me on Twitter saying, I hope that money's going to charity. I went, no. She went, oh, because that would do some good for children in need or cancer. And I went, well, they can get their own giant sellotape. And she then had a right go at me saying I was selfish, I was greedy. I said, I'm not greedy. I just need to feed. I'm just earning money to feed my kids. She said, I think I lost them. She said, I didn't realise you were that skint. I said, I'm not that skint, but my kids are that hungry. They're that greedy. And then she blocked me. She blocked me.
She's furious.
Furious. I'm daring to earn money. And Wolverhampton, I was so furious with this. So furious.
Let's put the price up.
Well, no, I've changed it. So before it was £1 to have your picture taken with it. And I thought, right, OK, this is what we'll do. For £2, you can hold the sellotape, then you hand the sellotape back, and then you get a picture taken after you've handed it back.
But the sellotape is no longer in the pictures.
No. 38 quid we made this weekend. 38 quid. Cash in hand. That's cash in hand. That is not being declared. That is not going to charity. It's going into my pocket. Beautiful.
How giant is this sellotape?
It's enormous.
What
You've
scale
never
we
seen
talking?
anything
It's that
like
big.
it.
It's that big. Yeah. Thank you. That, exactly.
There's a reason you can't get them in this country.
Yeah.
Only available in the Marrakesh market.
Good evening, Fraser.
Fraser.
Well, I'll tell you what he's written down here, right? He's written FRAISER. So I had to kind of, I thought, well, maybe he doesn't know how to spell Fraser. I didn't know his spelling was that. I do apologise, Fraser.
Oh, thank you. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it. But Sam should be worried about it.
Yeah, what a muppet, eh?
Yeah, what a muppet. No, I would never slag off the backroom team. Couldn't do this show without Sam. Sam, unfortunately, made this first mistake you've made in your whole life, so don't worry. Get Angela back. I'll speak to Angela. I'll do Angela next if you can get her back. He's saying that's how his sister's boyfriend spelt Fraser. Shut up, man. Don't listen. I would have let you just got away with it, but now I'm going to be like Twitter and I'm going to hound you. Don't make up bullshine excuses. Fraser, what have you got?
Yes. Right, films that people get sucked into computers.
Yes. It's a great phone.
There's a film called Ex Machina. I don't know if you've seen that. The guy makes an AI robot.
He makes a robot, yeah. Yep, seen it. Yep.
And she's really, really attractive.
Yep.
And he makes love to her.
Yep.
So he gets sucked into her. So, yeah, that's one.
No, that's not one. There's not one. It's not
number two?
Yes, Frasier. Go on, let's have number two, Frasier.
Right, Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2, yes, I went to the picture to see Gremlins 2.
Did I?
Yeah, on a date.
One of the gremlins gets sucked into the...
He's taking the piss, that guy. He was going to get sucked into... There's going to be like a Hoover or something. Yeah, I'm not having that. Don't phone in... to take the mic like that. That was outrageous behaviour. Let's go to we've lost Angela, which is now we've got an echo on CJ's line.
We have. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep quiet and you're going to talk and then we're going to finish.
Lawn Mower Man, Stephen King book turned into a film. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, I heard it about 40 minutes ago when we first started this phone in.
I must have missed that.
Thanks very much for calling.
Again, just accept your mistakes.
Let's go to Rory. Good evening, Rory.
Hey, Ian. How you doing?
Yeah, man.
Nobody. It's not her. It's not Joaquin Phoenix or Ex Machina. It's a film from 2014 called Transcendence with Johnny Depp, and he gets uploaded.
Here we go.
His consciousness gets uploaded to a computer and he takes over the world.
Here we go.
Is the film where someone gets properly sucked into a computer.
Well, it's not the film where someone gets properly sucked into a computer. As we've established, Lawnmower Man 1 and 2 and Tron Legacy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, in Tron, he literally gets sucked in, doesn't he?
I've never seen Tron, actually.
Okay. Well, maybe you've seen Spy Kids 3, Back in the Habit.
Spy Kids 3D. They have to. Do you know who the bad guy is in that?
Is it Tony Flags?
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
yeah.
Isn't their dad Antonio Banderas?
Yeah. But they get sucked in, and there's like 5. It's brilliant. It's a really good film, actually. They get sucked into a computer game, and Sylvester Stallone is. Has anyone else seen Spy Kids 3?
Afraid not.
Okay, well, you should watch it. It's a great movie.
I haven't seen the.
Oh, they're good.
Either.
They're good films, man. I like the Spy Kids movies. And they get sucked into a computer. They've got to defeat Sylvester Stallone, who is the toy maker. But Sylvester Stallone plays 5 different characters in it, right? And it's to show off his versatility as an actor.
How's that go?
They're all the same. They're all the same.
I could do an impression of Sylvester Stallone's mum.
Go on.
Yeah, Jackie. It's also Sylvester Stallone.
It's not as good as your Al Pacino. Rory, anything else?
No.
Thanks very much for calling. I like that. Aaron.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ian. Aaron here.
I know, mate. I just introduced you and then you did a big sigh.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah, for somebody who gets sucked, it's Zardoz. Sean Connery gets sucked into the sort of pyramidical tabernacle. It is the computer which runs.
Well, I've not seen Zardoz. I've only seen the picture of him in his red thong.
Oh,
just type in Zardoz now, Catherine.
It's an incredible film.
Is it? I've never seen it. Does he get
absolutely incredible? I mean,
incredible for
really,
all the wrong reasons.
It's like head to the power of head.
Wow. Let's get Catherine's live reaction as she sees a picture of...
Whoa! Whoa!
There we go.
It's like...
Yeah, and he actually jumps into this sort of... Well, that doesn't jump. He does literally get sucked into this sort of...
You are saying sucked, aren't you?
Yes.
Say it again.
Yeah, okay. Into this transparent pyramid, and it ends up in a sort of... He ends up shooting his image in various mirrors. It's all very Lady from Shanghai, Golden Gun, trippy.
Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, kind of that sort of
Hang on a
thing.
second, let me go to... We've got our resident movie expert, Luke. Luke, does Zardoz, in Zardoz, does he get sucked into a computer?
The thing about Zardoz is there's one line in the film which sort of overwhelms the entire plot and everything in it, so that you struggle to remember anything else.
Yeah.
There's a large floating stone head that utters the line, "The gun is good, the penis is evil."
It's the Republican Party, basically.
Someone is saying The Last Starfighter. But I don't think he doesn't get sucked into it. He gets taken to another. Basically, it's another great 80s movie where there's an arcade machine called The Last Starfighter, and it's really, really tough. And it turns out that it's not. It turns out that it's.
Has he dropped off?
Are you snoring, Aaron? Or
I'm here.
Yeah, you.
You're doing sleep breathing.
Have you been to the doctor about your adenoids?
My adenoids?
Yes.
I think I had them out when I was about 5.
I think you might want them put back in. So The Last Starfighter, so this arcade machine, it turns out it's a recruiting tool to see if there is anybody who is good enough to go and fight in the... What are you looking at?
Lara Croft.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. It's a great picture.
Sean Connery in that outfit.
I'm sorry, Aaron. They're just not giving your answers.
Not getting it.
They're not getting
you know what
it.
I bought at Portobello the other day?
Some
the
hash?
Monkeys 1968 annual.
Well, hang on. Well, hang on a second. The 1967 annual is the one that's purple. The
1968 is the one with it says "Whatever Happened to Peter Tork" on the bottom of it.
That's the 1969 annual.
Is it a 69 annual?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rarer. I've got the 66 one in Dutch.
Wow.
Here we go.
Well,
thanks very much indeed. Pablo. Yes.
Virtuosity.
I know it's one of my many talents, but can you name any films where someone gets... I don't even know what that means. I'm just saying words. Just biding our time till it's 1 o'clock. I don't know what virtuosity is.
It's Denzel Washington and one of Russell Crowe's first Hollywood films after Rob the Stomper.
Right. Does anyone get sucked into a computer man?
Technically, computer man, I thought it was just computer.
No. Oh, Jesus. Does anyone get sucked into a computer? Catherine's doing the dickhead sign, and she's now swallowing hand gel. Does anyone get sucked into a computer, man?
Yes. Well, Denzel Washington, he goes in it. It's basically he's killed a serial killer who killed his family, and then somebody creates a virtual reality computer program which has the consciousness of 1,000 serial killers, which is Russell Crowe. And Denzel Washington gets sucked into a computer to stop him, but then in a kind of inversion of the concept.
I feel like I'm watching the film, but in slow motion.
Well, no, but then Russell Crowe gets sucked out of the computer and into real life. He becomes a real life person with all the serial killer.
Does Bob Hoskins get sucked into a computer in Super Mario Brothers? Because I've never seen it, but I'd like to see it.
Yes, I think they do. Both of them.
Or do they just get taken to another world?
There's another world, yes. No, yeah, they go through
Jesus,
a stone.
or could you give me all of your money, please?
No.
There we go. Well done. Pablo grew a backbone there. The last. But he's just agreeing with whatever I said, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I'd love to see Super Mario Brothers.
I think I've seen it. I think it might be crap.
He was Hoskins, who's buried at Highgate Cemetery. Your dad pointed him out to me. We had we both did Bob Hoskins impressions as a mark of respect.
How's that going?
I'm Bob Hoskins.
Oh,
but
good to talk.
I'm Bob Hoskins. You've got to look up because he's tiny, isn't he?
Ray Winston.
I'll show you Ray Winston, you nonce.
Super Mario.
Who played Luigi?
I ain't seen it.
There we go. Fine. All right. Let's go to a break.
Jacked up jive talk for janitors, jazz cats, and gin-soaked boys and girls.
Is that Commando?
If you're awake, you're welcome.
I've got 5 cactus needles stuck in my...
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more. I'm having coffee or tea. Not decided on the drinks yet. Tomorrow afternoon with Clive Bull, radio legend. Yeah, look at that.
Flossie loves that.
There we go. That's the Clive Bull sound. I love Clive Bull.
I love Clive
He's
Bull.
the
We have the
nicest.
same birthday, and every single year, I was like, I'm going to phone in and say happy birthday, and then got too scared, never did.
When is his birthday?
23rd of January.
And when is yours?
23rd of January.
It's the same day. Okay. Well, I shall recount this slightly weird conversation to him tomorrow when we're deciding whether to have
such a legend.
He's brilliant. He's one of the best presenters on radio
He
ever.
got me into talk radio. Without him, I never would have.
Yeah, no, without
He's
him, I wouldn't
amazing.
have probably got into it as well. He's brilliant. Love Clive. He's very. He's been through a lot, and he's excellent at giving advice. And I'm going to go and get some advice.
Have
from
you
him
seen the
tomorrow.
documentary that he was in?
No, but I've heard about it.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Is it on YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, it is on YouTube.
I
And
need
do you
to
know
watch
what?
it.
I think there's a bit at the end that I always miss. Hang on a minute. Let's see if we can Clive Bull through the night. It's so good. It's in 3 parts, and then I think at the end there's a bit that I've never seen. Hang on a second. Night Caller. Here we go. So let's have a listen. So this is a shot of. So it's basically a documentary about him doing a show through the night. There's a shot here of a milk float driving down. It's about 1991.
It looks like the 80s.
There's dawn breaks. So the shift is coming to an end. Now, because this is going to the credits now, and this is where I'd normally stop it. But then he told me there was an announcement at the end of it. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not.
Is he trolling you?
He might have been. I'll punch him in the nose tomorrow.
All right, Clive.
Thank you.
Righty-ho.
No, there's not. The night that got shown, he got the sack. Is what.
Oh.
I was just shortly after that, something like that. Let's go to Mark. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mark.
You alright?
Yes.
Good. Sorry, first time on.
That's not
Do a
the
lot of
phrase.
night work.
The phrase is long-time listener, first-time caller.
Okay, yeah, that's probably me.
Yes. Good lad.
Your people sucked into computers.
Yes.
Superman 2, I think.
Superman 3, the one with Richard Pryor.
Yeah, well, he gets sucked. He builds the big supercomputer under the ground, and then he gets sucked into it, doesn't he?
Does he? Well, here's the thing. I haven't seen this for a long time, right? Does he get sucked into the computer, or is Richard Pryor playing a computer game that effectively controls missiles that fire at him?
Doesn't he get turned into a computer rather than sucked into a computer?
Well, I think it's a physical. He gets actually consumed by the machine that they've built in the rock, doesn't he?
Well, Catherine's arguing a fine point there.
I am,
No.
Yeah, like the
If what
metal
he's-
bits of the computer start to attack him and he gets eaten by, turned into a computer himself, doesn't he?
Right, that works. That works.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was about, Mike TVing into a computer.
That's a TV. Mike, forget you've brought this up, Flossie. You've muddied the waters. Forget Mike TV. That is not.
Becoming a computer and getting sucked into a computer are two different things, right?
I haven't seen the film recently enough, Mark. I'm afraid. I'm going to err on your side because you sound like a decent bloke.
Yeah, I just got this image of the bad guy literally being.
I remember him. He was using a joystick, and it was like an Atari graphics, and Superman's like all blocky, and he's flying up and down. But I can't.
Yeah,
I thought he was just controlling missiles out in the Grand Canyon. I didn't think Superman.
Richard Pryor controls that.
Yeah.
He does that part of it.
Yeah.
But then the bad guy, I forget his name.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Lex Luthor.
Or as they call him in Superman, Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
But, I'm fairly sure he gets consumed by the computer at the end, towards the end of the film.
Mark, I'm gonna need verification on that, Mark. But I hope you understand why I'm doing that.
I do. No problem at all.
Thank you, mate. And don't bother with Superman 4. It's a stinker.
Stopped at 2.
Well, this was Superman 3 you're talking about. So how has he stopped at? Let's go to Stu. Good evening, Stu.
Yeah, hi. You trumped me on Tron. I must have missed Tron because that's the one I was going to phone up about.
That's what we started on.
I know, but I must...
It's great, that bit, isn't it? When he's at his desk, and then he sort of falls back and he gets zapped, and then he gets zapped in. I love that. It's a great movie.
I found that film really boring.
Oh, no. That was the problem. People did find it boring. Maybe it was, but it was great. And then Tron Legacy, and it's Jeff Bridges, but Jeff Bridges from 30 years ago.
I know.
It's a great
Doesn't
movie.
work.
Oh.
Yeah, so this film's by the guy who did Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
He directed it. It's called Avalon from 2003.
Yes.
This is right up your street. This is a gamer who gets attached to a certain game in a made-up European city.
Yes.
It goes on. I've got to try and explain this now.
Don't worry. So we got 35 minutes, and you're the only call we've got, Stu. So you've got all the time in the world, buddy.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'm trying to read this thing now, because it's a DVD. Those old things called DVDs. Right, so she's a keen gamer, but a loner, estranged from her fellow man, but is only close to her pet dog. Ghost is an Avalon character. Our target appears as a young girl, blah, blah, blah. On-screen contact, Ghost has left all previous players, including Ash's former lover, Murphy, terminally deranged.
Right.
And it goes on.
Blah, blah, blah. So who gets sucked into a computer?
Well, that is sick, isn't it? Because it's sucked in computer. But yeah, I know. But one of the actual...
so no one gets sucked into the computer?
Well, yeah, she does. She gets sucked into because she's being targeted by this company or organisation that target people through gaming.
This is your fault for accepting Superman 3.
The Superman 3 is a borderline. I'm intrigued by this. So she's being targeted by a company, so she gets sucked into a computer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's a great. I can see that.
The only thing I can sort of say is, for me, it's the most beautiful, most artistically realised, most elegant science fiction film, and that's from James Cameron.
Oh, I thought that was you saying that. I thought Stu has suddenly become very eloquent after blah blah blah. He's quoting James Cameron.
I know, because I can't remember the film. It's been quite a while ago, but it has a lot of computer graphic-y things. 2003, and it's
Okay.
I won't mention Blade Runner because you didn't like it.
The Blade Runner was terrible.
Well, yeah.
No, it isn't.
No,
Stand up to
no,
it.
it
It's a good film.
No. You bow down, kneel before Zod. It's a terrible film.
No.
Oh.
I was let down by the voiceover, the Sam Spade voiceover in the original that really did ruin it, and then they re-released it years later without that voiceover, and I thought it was a lot better.
Yeah. But there's like 6 different versions of Blade Runner. Blade Runner Original, Blade Runner Directors, Blade Runner Expanded,
Final
Blade
cut,
Runner Deluxe, Blade Runner Final.
Yeah, I know. But I did enjoy the new one.
Stu, you're a good man. Thanks for calling. Take care, mate. Ta-ta. Listen, new feature. We get listeners to phone in and read the back of DVDs.
You better guess what it is.
No, you don't even have to guess. They can say the characters' names and everything. You just got to read it. Just got to read. But at various points have to go blah, blah, blah. I enjoyed that. Thank you, Stu. We have no calls for... we've had a load of calls all of a sudden. Not bad for a Monday night.
7 in the last hour.
Well, bloody hell. 03444 99 1000. This is the late night alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio with Time to Change.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Right, people on Twitter. I nearly interacted with them, but I'm not. Al says... So we're looking for films where people get sucked into computers, right? It's dead simple. Al says Cube. Characters get trapped in a cyber prison. Yeah, they're in a cyber prison. They don't get sucked into a computer. I know. I've seen it. It's a good film, Cube. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, it's a good film, Cube. This person wakes up and they're in a room and it's like they're in a cube and there's...
Philip Schofield, is that?
Oh, why don't you carry on showing off to your mates? Why don't you carry on showing off to your mates? That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's Philip Schofield. And then there's like a it's made up of 9 squares on each side, and then there's a door above, door below, door in front, door behind, door left to the right. Right. So the fella, what's all this about? I've just woken up. I don't know what's going on here. Blimey. What's this? So
Is that actual dialogue?
It's unspoken, but this is
All right,
this is what if I were acting it, this is what would be going through my head. Be like, oh bloody hell, I've just woken up here. What's this? So I don't know. I got here. What's this about? Let's have a look. There's a door there. There's a door there. Stuff it. I'm going to go through that door there. Goes, opens the door. Goes through. Beautiful, isn't it? It's another cube.
Oh.
So this is another cube. Bloody hell. I'm going to go through that door. Goes through that door. As he goes through it, gets chopped in half.
Oh.
Yep. The game has begun.
Well, it doesn't sound like much of a game.
Well, no, you've got to work out which doors. Then you find someone else. He's dead. Then you've got to work out which doors you can go through and which doors you can't go through.
Really violent crystal maze.
Violent crystal maze. Thank you.
Automatic lock-in.
Yes!
Oh,
are you a fan? Oh my gosh!
What is this? What is this? Is this the Kath show? What is this? What are you doing?
3 mins.
I described a film.
She came up with the crystal maze, and I said automatic lock-in.
Oh, for Christ's sake! Don't patronise her. Don't patronise her and patronise her. I mean patronise in the true sense of the word patronise. Don't want them going away.
Are you explaining patronise with me? Because I can see what those women were on about on Twitter.
Someone has said Pixels. Now, I went to the pictures to see Pixels. Doesn't get sucked into a computer. The Pac-Man and Centipede and various other games come and attack Earth, but they do not get sucked into a computer. So that is wrong. That is wrong, Paul. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We have Flossie and Luke here just because, they pay top dollar. And I'm very, very happy to allow people to come in who pay. But I did want to talk to you about something.
Oh, yeah.
My dad is dead. Your dad was telling me about this theatre group.
Oh, the theatre company.
Yeah. Tell me about that because it sounded brilliant.
Oily Cart.
Yeah.
So I work for a company called Oily Cart.
Yes.
And we make shows for very young children, so babies to 6.
Yeah.
And then for young people aged 3 to 19 who have complex needs, so who are deaf-blind or
Come a bit closer to that's right.
Who are deaf-blind or on the autism spectrum or have profound and multiple learning disabilities.
Now, this sounded incredible, and he said that you have, it'd be 4 or 5...
I mean, 6 kids.
6 is the audience.
Yeah, 6 kids, and 6 carers.
And it's a full-on sensory...
Yeah, multi-sensory, immersive.
So tell me about it. What do you do in it, then?
So our most recent show is called Kublai Khan.
Yeah.
And it was a journey down the River Alf to meet the Empire. So everyone was sat kind of in boat chairs.
Wow.
And there was kind of a channel winding through,
Yeah.
so all of the audience could put their hands in and it filled with water. And as they got to different bits of the story, they could smell things and ice came through and then it rained and they got to eat the nectar of the gods and then they all got on...
What was the nectar of the gods?
It's melon.
Oh, it was tin mangoes, I would have suggested.
And then they all get... the Emperor finds out in advance something that they're good at, so she'll find out, they tried a new food for the first time.
Oh,
and
wow.
they'll have their name song, so each kid has their own song, and then they get given an award.
See, that sounds incredible, doesn't it?
It is. I mean, I know I work for them, but it's incredible.
And so how long have you been doing that for?
Just since January.
And how long have they been going for?
They've been going for 36 years.
Wowzers, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible, because I've got 2 boys who are 7 and 5, and I make a real effort of every half-term and every holiday of going to at least one live theatrical thing, because it's easy to go to the pictures, because there's a kids' film out every week now. A lot of them are rubbish. But I take them to see bands, and I take them to see theatre, and we take them to see, kind of kids' shows, and sometimes a little bit more grown-up kind of shows, because I think it's really important for young people, when everything is on screens, I think it's really important for young people to see musicians or actors or whatever making something in front of them, and that sense of jeopardy that literally anything could happen.
Yeah.
Someone could forget the song, someone could forget anything could happen, but it's happening now, and what you're seeing in that hour is unique, and it will never be the same again. And one of the things I've noticed at cinemas and theatres now is they will quite often say, and on Thursday it's I can't never remember the phrase, something like it's a noise-friendly performance, and that basically means that if you've got kids that have got learning difficulties or autistic or something, they can go and they can, you know, expect if you're going to go, there's going to be some noise and some talking, and the lights are a little bit brighter and stuff like that. So that is brilliant.
Yeah.
That kids that would, you know, that perhaps 10 years ago you would have been tutted or noisy, you know, that kind of thing that is uncontrollable, that they are welcome. So then to hear that there's this group that's taking that like several steps further and inviting young people in that normally wouldn't get to go and see something.
Yeah, and it's all really tailored, so there's it's very one-on-one, so they'll kind of see what each young person responds to and what they like, and then just go with whatever they're doing. The performance will just go along with it. And if they run around, if they lie across the floor like you'll said at the cinema, that's all part of it. Just, you know.
And the thing that sounds amazing about it is, like, sometimes the carers will see their child respond in a way that they've never seen before in their lives, because the show's stimulated them in a certain particular way that they can't usually experience. So then they might smile for the first time or like make a certain noise that then maybe...
That's actual magic.
It is.
It's actual magic you're doing.
You hear, well, I mean, it's not me, I'm in a kind of mini role, but yeah.
Oh no, but it's a whole team that makes this stuff happen. You know, don't do yourself down by saying you're in an admin role. That's it takes everyone to make these things happen. So that's kind of special.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do, like Luke says, you do hear these amazing stories. Like, I get to look at a lot of the feedback, and you hear parents saying things like, often I feel like me and my child are in completely different, we live in different worlds, and then when we come to an Oily Cart show, it's like, finally we're on the same planet together.
Kind of incredible?
And you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, it's stuff that, you know, Kath and I have got kids of similar ages. It's stuff we kind of take for granted. The fact that we can take our kids to see shows, we can interact with them, we can communicate on a verbal, on all these different levels. That for a lot of families that doesn't exist because of whatever, you know, learning difficulty or whatever, you know, however they have been born, so they are wired slightly differently. That thing that we take for granted is gone, and you have to look for different ways to kind of get in there.
Yeah, people claim their victories in different ways, don't they? The things that we take for granted. I remember, didn't we do a thing when we had the whole Penn School thing at 3 Counties? They were talking about this really amazing school for kids with complex needs, and it was children with autism. There were
some profoundly deaf children.
Some children that couldn't communicate, and they
got screwed over by.
Well, they got a really terrible Ofcom because they judged them by the same standards they would judge any other schools with that kind of age group of children, regardless of, you know. And there was a thing, someone got marked down because a kid sat in his chair and didn't say anything for the whole lesson, and they said what they didn't realise was it was a huge thing for that kid to sit down anywhere.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was sitting down, he was paying attention in his way, but it was a huge leap forward from what he'd been like 6 months before. And you know, the levels that they're trying to get to, the victories that they claim are different from other kids, but that doesn't mean they're any less valid. And it's great to hear that you've got something there that recognises that.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's theatre that I think all people respond to, like immersive and multi-sensory. Yeah, well, and it just is really nice having experiences that just make everyone feel special and important.
I've just found the website oilycart.org.uk. I'll tweet it a bit if people want to have a look at it. No, I think it's great. And I think anything. You know, I mean, I've booked tickets for the pantomime. This is slightly different, but 100 quid. 100 quid to see Mr. Bloody Tumble. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
You sign expensive.
Yeah. And I went off Mr. Tumble when I was filming years ago in... I think it was not L Street, one of those places, and I saw Mr. Tumble having a fag break. And and I just thought,
it's like Mickey Mouse with his head off.
I don't know if I like that. No, so I think it's brilliant. I mean, your dad was kind of talking to me about it, and I just thought that was fantastic. You know?
Well, and there's stuff for early years with slightly bigger audiences
Yeah.
and things like a Christmas show, and definitely cheaper than £100.
Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, no, exactly. And the thing is, as well, there are loads of these smaller theatre groups around where if you go to kind of a smaller venue and you can get to see really, really good shows that are significant. Here's the thing, right? Last year I looked at taking my boys to see The Lion King.
Yeah, I've looked at that.
150 quid a ticket. For a 4-year-old, 100... and I couldn't even, and I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I couldn't justify that. Or at any stretch of the imagination. So you're looking at 600 quid for a family of 4. What? That's insane. I'd love to take the boys to see The Lion King.
It's meant to be amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
They ain't never going to see it.
I also review a lot of children's theatre.
Yeah.
You can see it's my passion. And I could definitely recommend you other stuff to see. That was, I think, just as magical.
I thought you were going to say you could get us free tickets for The Lion King.
Oh, no, I can't. I love children's theatre and I can't afford The Lion King.
That's
I've never been to
obscene.
see it either.
Send me any stuff that you recommend.
Yeah.
Then
There's
send
so
it
much
over.
amazing stuff.
Because the boys love it. They used to be terrified. Did your girls used to be the same? They used to cry when there was a spontaneous round of applause.
My youngest used to be really frightened
Yeah.
of applause. The eldest, not so much. And actually, she's got a real passion for theatre and stuff. She started performing herself recently, and she's really shy the rest of the time. But obviously, she feels like she can be someone different. And that kid walks on there like she owns it. So something like that. I like taking her to performances because they inspire her.
I love it. I love it because you just never know what little seed is going to get planted. What they're going to spot. That, maybe they'll become actors, maybe they'll want to be directors, maybe they'll be writers, maybe they won't be
Or they
anything
learn a
like
lesson
that.
from the moral of the story.
Yeah, but the thrill that you get, that you can only get from people doing that there in front of you, that one time, it's unique. It will never be, that moment will never live again. I love it. 0344 499 1000. Sandra, Chris and Jonathan, stay there. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with Time to Change. I'm sucking on a cough sweet. That's what happens. Good evening, Sandra.
Hi, Iain. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
What you got for us?
My ears just picked up when I heard about Oily Cart, because I remember my daughter's 23 now, but I took her to performance when she was 3, 20 years ago. They came to Paisley.
Oh, wow.
I know, and it was just so magical,
What do you remember what the show was?
I can't remember it. I had a princess in it, I think. And
Good.
them in the
The best shows do have princesses in, I think.
Yeah.
And, sorry, I just swallowed my cough sweet then. That's why it was a long, dramatic pause. And do you remember the reaction from your daughter?
Oh, she just loved it. I mean, I brought up all my children to go to theatre.
Yeah.
And it's not something I normally share, but I have two sons with autism. And I've kind of always brought them up to come along and escape, as the lady said. You could just retreat into a nice, quiet world.
Yeah.
And people are getting a bit more understanding, but it's still a wee bit to go, but things are a lot better, and it's such a magical place. And I'm so proud of my 16-year-old who's going to see Gorillaz at the end of the month.
She's going to see what, Gorillaz, the pop group?
Gorillaz, yeah.
Flipping heck. Like, is that her first kind of like evening away on her own?
His, no.
Oh, his, sorry. Is that kind of like his first big show on his own?
Yes, but no, he'll be going with one of us, obviously, a carer or something.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, no,
proud of all my
that's...
children. Well, thank you very much for all your wee card and things, and it's time to change.
Oh, well, no, thank you, Sandra, for sharing that. And it's great that you went, was it 20 years ago, you said?
20 years ago, yeah.
Man, that's funny. But things are changing, aren't they? I think things are, still slowly, but the number of kind of autism-friendly shows that I see listed seems to be increasing, I think.
Yeah, they are, but if you try and go and think outside the box and go, then people will still tut at you and think,
no.
But we're just kind of used to that. I mean, access means more than just physical access.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if you know yourself,
so they think that
you
they think you've got naughty kids. Is that? And that's why they.
Yeah. I can remember once I went to Paisley High Street, and my son's quite sensitive to smells.
Yeah.
When he was a lot younger, and there was a hot dog stand, and he just smelled the hot dogs, and he started sort of having a bit of a meltdown. And these two old women who were touching at me, you know, I'm sorry, he's got autism. I mean, I don't care if he's autistic. I give him a good scalp in the bum. you know. And
terrible. Oh, that's terrible. For goodness. Oh dear.
You get used to it as a carer.
I suppose you do. I suppose you do.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to.
Mm-mm.
No. Well, it sounds like you're doing a cracking job, Sandra.
I try my best is what I'll do.
Yeah, no, and good for you for making the extra effort to take them out to see live stuff.
Oh, it's so important, isn't it? It's so important.
Oh, it is, you know, and we didn't, when I was a kid, we didn't go to the theatre that much. We went to, I remember going to a couple of pantomimes, one with Joe Brown. I remember at the age, get this, Sandra, at the age of 9, my mum took me and my sister to go and see The Young Ones live in concert. You know the TV series, The Young Ones, right?
Yeah.
And they were played at the Fulcrum in Slough. And my mum, I'll never forget, my mum booked the ticket. She went, it'll be suitable to bring kids to, won't it? And they went, oh, yeah, it'll be fine.
How old were you again?
I was 9 years old.
Oh,
it was even now, 35 years later, I've not seen a show that was filthier than that one. It comes out, Effin and Jeffin. I'm sure. I remember Rick Mail doing a ventriloquist act with his penis. And my mum just looked at us and went, ah, well, we're here now. But what I'm saying is...
Joel was also on the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I remember that still.
Oh, I took my boys to see that about 6 months ago. You know, that's still going on. And I went to 3 or 4 live shows as a kid. But I remember them and I treasure those moments. And there's an electricity in the room, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
well, good for you, Sandra. It sounds like you're doing a great job. And thanks for calling in with that.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks very much. There you go. 20 years ago.
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Good work. That's really nice. Thank you for that, Sandra. Let's go to Chris. Good evening, Chris.
All right, stop. Celebrate and listen. I'll be back with a brand new adventure. Something and grab a hold of me tightly, float like a harpoon, lightly.
Yo, I don't know.
Chris, you blew it. He bottled it and he put the phone down.
How long had he been hanging on waiting to do that?
He's been off about 20 minutes, that fella.
Oh, bless him.
Cris, that was pathetic.
And to stop there, will I ever stop?
That was absolutely awful. I mean, what an embarrassment. So we saw these, and I heard these on the radio the other day. Phone boxes, no one uses phone boxes anymore, okay, right? Except the number of people we've seen in there on their mobile phone in phone boxes. So they go in the phone box.
This is the appropriate place for a phone call.
But at least it's better than people walking down the street doing The Apprentice, talking into their phones like that. But I heard about this. We saw around the corner these new...
Well, it's like a hub.
Phone hub. And it was this side, a big metal thing, and there's a screen, and it said, touch the phone to make a call. So it's this big screen, it says, touch the phone symbol to make... So I'm touching it, going, what is this? It's not doing anything. And then Kath went, no, you've got to come round to the side, and there was
like a little iPad thing in the... He's touching the advert.
That is not so unusual. I quite often touch the screen of my Mac, trying to go, it's one of those.
Zoom out.
And so it's like a little hub, like an internet hub where you can surf the net.
You can plug your phone in.
You can plug your phone in and charge it. And
it's free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi. But then it said, make a phone call for free. I'm thinking, what? It said, make a phone call for free. So I dialed here. 03444991000. And we got through, and then I realised it was someone I didn't want to talk to, so I hung up. But how can you... So phone boxes now, giant pillars... And you can make
plug sockets in.
With plug sockets in, you can make free phone calls. Where's the catch? Where's the catch?
Here's what I reckon. They're trying to get people used to them again because we've all got used to not having phone boxes around. So they get us hooked on these free places, and then once we're used to them, they'll start charging.
No, I don't. But, I mean, it had a webcam on it, so you can do sexting
in the street.
Why not? Why not? You've seen it in the street. I've seen it in the street. Why not?
I've never been phoned up by someone in the street.
That would be funny, though, wouldn't it? You could do anonymous. I'm not saying that would be funny, but someone could phone you up, but like cover the screen so you can't see their face, but then they've just got their dick out.
Yeah, but there'll be people in the street.
Not at 3 o'clock in the morning. There wouldn't be.
You've thought about this too much.
Yes, I have. But I wondered how many of these phone pods were in existence, because I remember hearing a thing about them, I guess on Radio 4, because that's what I listen to, because really I'm an intellectual at heart and I just come here just to pretend to be lowbrow. And one of the people was critical that they weren't read, and maybe they should have been read. That would have been nice. But I just wonder how many of them there are around. I like the fact you can charge your phone on it.
Yeah, but okay, yeah.
What do you mean, yeah, okay, but?
You've still got to stand there in the street, like, plugged into...
All right, but
essentially a fence.
Yeah, okay, right, but fine. Oh, my phone is dead. My phone is dead.
They should have put a little shelter over the top of it.
No.
And a seat.
No, because then people will urinate in it.
People urinate in phone boxes anyway.
Well, this isn't in a phone box. This is outside, you see.
Which organisation has brought about these
it's
things?
BT.
The British Telecom. The British
Telecom.
Busby's done it. Busby's back in business, and he's done. But I thought it was a good innovazione.
Yeah, it could be the future. I'm just waiting for them to start charging, because this cannot last forever.
Well, you can plug it in and charge.
Oh my word!
Oh, man.
Whoa, guys, listen.
I mean, that's almost as bad as
you
the ET joke.
I have given you 3 hours of gold. Okay, 2 hours 54 minutes of gold. Okay. Can I help it if the last 30 seconds or so of the show is a car crash? No, I can't. Oh, I can't. That's that done. Twitter, Thor. Yep.
Phone box.
Phone box done. I'm done. And we've got a minute and a half left, so I'm not quite sure. I know what, Kath, because you've been the flavour of the month. Everyone's loved Kath's joke. People are laughing now at the anticipation of Kath's joke. Look, Flossie's loving it because you're like an old woman that she can look up to, like an old woman role model working in an industry dominated by men.
You're a lot older than me.
Yeah, well, not that much older. You're catching up day by day. So you've got a minute, Catherine, to get Britain laughing.
Okay. Would you like some facts about what that is?
Go on then, you got 55 seconds.
There's some fantastic facts I didn't get to the other day, and I'm glad I've got the opportunity, so thank you for that. There was one that was quite topical, and I didn't realise at the time. I should have gone straight in there instead of going about the Nando's. Do you know in Wolverhampton they got their first Nando's in
81,
and now they've got two.
1981.
On the 27th of January 1606, two farmers were executed for sheltering two of the gunpowder plotters, Robert Winter and Stephen Littleton. Now, although the farmers had absolutely nothing to do with it, they still got hanged, drawn and quartered as if they were treacherous treason types.
And that's almost me and Clive Ball's birthday.
And it is almost you and it's so...
Very, very dark ending to the show, with men being pulled apart by horses.
Horses?
That's how they get quartered.
No, you just pull the guts out.
No, you don't. No, the quartered is you got a horse on each leg and each arm.
Oh, blimey.
That's tomorrow's show. Good night.